58. Yeah. Woo.
Oh.
We're getting older. We're up. We're up there in our years. Last time, yes, I've already said that, but I'm gonna go over it again because I'm probably gonna cut to when I said the number because I did that after editing. Hi, me. Anywho.
Hi, future hijack.
Hi. Oh, you're not even gonna get this far. Okay. um. Right. They harassed Vistava, told Vistava they were going to meet in Vanilla Swallow, decided they would meet in a place called Vanilla Swallow with Vistava. They harassed Snow a little bit. She's fighting.
Go and Vessel harass no.
TK finally woke up. Hi, TK. We had
And
wonderful
Vessel had
dreams.
existential. Yeah, I had existential crisis because
We had multiple existential crises.
because the Vessel had to face the fact that he doesn't exist according to Granny Snow.
She doesn't recognize his voice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that was enough to convince him that what's his face wasn't lying.
Maybe he was. You'll never know.
He'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
We just end right here.
All right, guys, we're done here.
All right,
End stream.
good game, guys. See ya. See you next week.
game.
Bye.
Good
Good game.
fun. Bye. Oh, I know what I forgot. Anywho, yeah, they have made their way to Vanilla Swallow, have finally kind of met up with Vistava, and then as soon as they met him, we kind of left on a bit of a cliffhanger. As they enter and see the, to some, familiar emerald green, see-through tiefling sitting in a house hunter, of which on the outside looks like that of a normal shop known as the Red Hermit. The inside, however, looks like that of a coliseum. Littered around are different trinkets, different gear, items, armor, all which seems from from some sort or another of adventurer. How it got into his possession? Why are you asking so many questions? But that
What?
is
Why so
where
many
we continue.
questions? Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions.
Oh
Questions
yeah,
ask
it is a
answers.
big deal that Scout's not here now. Dear.
You
It's
see
definitely
you see what I mean now, right?
Yeah, it makes us
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, not much.
Oh boy.
You're the ones who have to make up some bullshit.
I'm not great at making up bullshit.
Well, welcome to this group.
That's all I
entire
do.
backstory's bullshit. That I made up.
Hey, if I'm getting attacked that literally cannot ever do anything more than negative damage, does that mean it heals people?
Negative damage heals.
Because according to my sheet, I can
According to
perform a
your
headbutt. I can do a headbutt that does damage equal to 1 plus my strength modifier, which is -2, meaning that if I headbutt somebody, it does -1 damage.
It's a
Headbutt of
nuzzle.
life.
It's a nuzzle. It heals the soul.
It heals his soul.
Yes. Technically.
Canon.
Canon.
Can.
Canon.
It's canon.
Squirrel nuzzles heal.
With headbutts.
No, nuzzles. You have to specifically say you're nuzzling.
Or if you say you're headbutting, we're gonna narrate it.
In this world, it's nuzzle or be nuzzled.
Oh my lord.
Head itch.
It's because the squirrel's nuzzling you.
Well, I mean, that is how my cat nuzzles against me. She headbutts me.
Okay. This is very mellow music. Yeah, fitting. We find ourselves inside of the Red Hermit. sitting on a rather well-kept, very fancy purple pillow with golden lace, with a large spear hammer axe hybrid laying
Wait,
next to the
beer
side.
hammer X hybrid? How does that work?
Spear
Oh,
hammer axe hybrid.
all right.
Work
Well-
with beer.
Technically, it'd be considered a war hammer. I guess you could. It's
Alright.
It's kind of one of those hammers that turn into like a spike on the back, kind of like a pickaxe in a way.
All right.
And then it has on its head a spear, or like a sword kind of esque spear blade.
All right.
It's currently resting, stabbed into the ground. One of his hands grasp it as he sits, one leg crossed, the other kind of upwards. You know, that kind of crossed leg sit where you have one of your knees bent upwards.
Hmm.
He's just lounging, and he just scans over the group and gives a small nod. Well, I recognize some of you.
Yeah,
At
things
least,
happen.
I know you. Points at you, son. Where's Axel?
He's currently back in the cart.
He hit his head on a branch, unfortunately.
Insert generic excuse here.
Right. Okay. I'm not gonna push it.
Yeah, but he's fine. Scout's fine.
He's
It's a little
fine.
Too mellow. There we go. That's better. You need the right vibe. We need the vibe.
Yep. Well, anyway, Vessel's gonna walk up and step up
Hope
front
you
and
got
say,
extra batteries.
Snow has told me many stories of you.
He squints at you. You know Eleanor?
Yes, she raised me.
Yes, she did. He just chuckles as he's looking at you. Oh, haven't seen that in forever.
Recognizing the handiwork.
He points at the siren blade.
Oh yes. This was a nice hand-me-down. I also got.
remember
I
that
point to the end of the
butternuts.
halberd. I reforged her brass knuckles here. They've been serving me well.
Huh. Look at that hand-me-down. I wonder where those went.
Well, to be fair, don't tell Granny Snow, but I did take the siren sword without asking.
Well, so did she. She took it from the bard.
Oh,
Oh dear.
But I've been neither here nor there with the theft front. I say a prize won is a prize owned. And Chester's around. Well, you made business to call me.
well, we're in a bit of a predicament.
Aren't we
We
always?
have. You may or may not know about the convergence going on.
I do.
Yeah, oh, I think that's gotta stop. So, and
Yeah.
with our last confrontation, it proved that we are not equipped. So we have contacted you to help build our forces and re-solidify before attempting a second assault on Barley.
Giblet, right?
I suppose I will answer to that name for you, but I go by another name now. I am Vessel, High Paladin of Melna.
Vessel. Just one second.
But in reality, he's still Giblet.
He stands using his weapon as
How
a
do
bit
you
of
use that tone of
as a bit
voice
of
on me?
support. He stands his head meeting maybe about your chest plate. He's very brittle looking, skinny, no muscle on him.
But I know better.
Oh, you know way better. Well, put it there. He puts an arm out.
Lower arm. Handshake.
Shakes your hand. So,
Take my tiny hand.
I know that one. He points at Draco. You're
Draco.
catnip. Oh, he actually.
I used to call him tall, but he's not tall.
Draco, all right. And who else are these new people? Where's the?
This is Nutters, and the rest of them need name tags.
Really?
Well,
We only just met.
let's hear some names.
I thought we met ago. I thought we met once before.
You,
Like I joined this
You
party for a
met-
bit.
you.
I've
You
never
met
been one
the
for
frog.
names unless they were important.
You never met the frog. You met the frog. You never met Bethel.
Yeah.
Oh, so that happened since I was gone. I thought.
I know
Yeah.
the squirrel points at Nutters. You,
I am Tupa.
Tupa. You're very aloft.
It's a trait of my people.
I've experienced a fire genasi before. I've killed an earth genasi. I haven't quite met one of the air genasi yet, if I'm supposing that's what you are.
Banui!
Yeah, quite observed. We are more gentle than like.
Oh. Looks
In-
over.
in-
Oh. I'm gonna turn this down a bit. It's a wee bit too loud.
Hi, Scout.
Who are you, Yellowcoat?
Name's TK. Pyromancer.
Alright, letters. He gives you a smile. Nice to meet you, TK. He gives like a nod over at you, Jerome, as he just kind of walks over. You tower over him a bit, but the way he stands he just stands with conviction. He's got a pride about him.
So what does TK stand for? Turd killer?
I am Jerome. Very simply, it need to be put, I was one of the original members of the party before I became deceased for an eternity.
That's rough, buddy.
You're telling me.
He pats your side. It's a mighty fine weapon you got there. What do
Thank you.
call it?
I call it a gax. You see, the tube here, which is the handle, has been hollowed out to allow me to fire projectiles of my own creation.
What?
I make
It's a
things that
boomstick.
this go boom with.
Boomstick. All right. You watch as he stamps his weapon that he's been kind of using as a game. This here be the land splitter.
I'll pull out one of my new Everfull wineskins and offer him one.
What's this? He takes it from you.
A gift.
It's,
Do.
if we're introducing weapons, I think the Siren Sword doesn't need introduction. And this is the Halberd of Thundering Storms.
Find it funny.
Or
that
wait,
the,
I said that wrong. I keep making. I honestly named it myself. I keep getting it wrong. I'm gonna call it. Well, it does shocky and freezy things. We'll leave it at that. Yes, I'm sorry.
You have
This is
about
his
as-
boomstick.
You have about as much creativity with weapon naming as Snow.
Wait, are we just showing off gear?
I guess so.
I pull out my Runic Revolver from its holster in my jacket.
I wasn't showing off my gear. I was actually gifting him an
Yeah.
Everfull bag.
He accepts the Everfill wine thing and he just throws it in. He comes over and he just kind of looks at the revolver. It's like, can I? He puts
It
it
has
down.
instructions on the bag on how to use it.
What did he say?
He points at your revolver. He's like, can I? Like he wants to take a look at it.
As long as you return it.
Alright. He takes it from you. You watch as he clicks out the drum, the revolver drum, almost like he's worked with an item like this before. You fit about maybe 8 runes on this thing. Clicks it, hands it back.
Yeah. Mainly use it as a spellcasting focus, but
You can
it
enhance
hasn't failed me yet.
You
Wait,
can
I could
it.
enhance it?
Yeah. You can put about 8 runes on it. It's currently empty.
Ooh. Might have to figure out how to do that.
Also, it's jammed.
Wait, what?
It's not jammed from magic, but if you want to shoot a bullet out of it, it's gonna.
I'm starting to think I may know who did that.
It gives you nod.
I'll have to fix that. I'll actually know jammed.
You can probably get some sort of enchanter to put a rune on that if you want. But honestly, if you want the best work, it's good to do it yourself.
Right.
If you want it done right, do it yourself. Wise words.
I know, I said them. He goes and he sits back down and he's like... He goes and he sits back down and he's like, oh, my back is not what it used to be.
And then I kind of like mutter to myself. You might hear it or not. Is I could have sworn Snow said that.
She does. She does say that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm still quite surprised that you're a paladin and got that sword. It's funny.
Why's that? A weapon's a weapon.
Well, the thing is, the Siren Sword is meant for a bard. And our paladin stole it.
Oh, the irony.
How do you know I didn't already know that? Maybe that's why I wanted it.
Well, do you know its hidden trait that works with a paladin?
No, I do not. I was not told those stories.
That's because Snow don't know. He just smiles at you.
What Snow don't know don't hurt her, I suppose.
Well, you've come. You want my aid with some things. My adventuring days are kind of behind me, kids.
Well, At the very least, do you know where we can find additional forces?
Actually,
Well, define forces.
Forces that you would recommend. I could harness a horde of skeletons, but I doubt they'd be little more than cannon fodder.
because you see, in recent battle, we kind of figured out that our foe has a anti-magic field around them. We literally can't get any magic to go off nearby. We need to get around that somehow. If you have any ideas on about that, or someone who could help us figure out how to get around that.
If Icon was around, maybe.
If who was around?
Icon. He's our. Yeah. He was our druid.
Are you saying we need a druid?
No, Icon just knew things.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm guessing from your tone earlier, you don't know his whereabouts or if he's even alive.
Well, he's alive, but he's probably a planet.
He's a planet?
Wait, what?
Hold up.
He begins chewing on one of his nails. Maybe. Army. We're thinking about armies. Maybe I could find.
Well, we're looking more for quality over quantity. As the
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe.
Hey, Hatchet.
Yeah.
Nutters has an idea.
Tell us your idea.
Whether this will work or not, it's up to you. But I just happen to have the ability to make something to change the fact that this guy's adventuring years are behind him by way of potion of youth.
You see, he might be retired by choice, not by because he had to be retired.
Which is why I said that I'm not sure.
Yeah,
if
you
it
could
would-
make the offer in
Right.
character.
Listen,
Look at the what is his name again?
his name is
Say it.
Vistava.
Vistaba. Okay, because I keep wanting to say Vistali.
You can call him whatever you like.
Well, Vistali is an enemy. Anyway, yeah, Vistali.
So Nutters walks up to him and says, what if you were young again? Would you help them?
No, I'm in my prime, kid. Here, I won't help kill this person directly, but what I will do is the day comes that you storm their castle, or whatever keep they may have. I'll take care of the little things outside so you have a smooth glide in.
Awesome.
Now, I myself could probably take out a few hordes in my my good days, and I could take out many now. But if you really want a force to be reckoned with, or if Necro's alive,
Do you know where we might be able to find him?
Knowledge check. Because I might have heard stories. I have not heard stories.
roll with advantage.
I don't remember.
You would have, the DC for this is real fucking low. You
Oh,
would
really?
have had heard stories of both Icon and Necro. Necro
Okay.
is a necromancer who
Kinda guessed that one.
named themselves off of basically what they were called. They did not know their names. They just got labeled necromancer, so their name became
Kind
Necro.
of like Nutters.
Yeah.
Nutters has no name. Everybody just calls him Nutters because he's got a thing for nuts, I guess.
Apparently, after Snow's party split up, they all went different ways. Snow decided to keep adventuring the material plane. Vistava retired to the Feywild. Iken retired to a druid grove that they made, and supposedly became one with a world. They had reached a point with their druid craft that they could become the world momentarily.
Damn.
And Necro supposedly just kind of disappeared. He took over a kingdom, claimed it, using undead hordes, just to prove he could. But Snow doesn't really know what happened to Necro after that, because they sort of got split up from what she heard. She wasn't in the party when Necro was around. She came in after Necro. But the way she says she heard stories is that either Necro went mad with power or found a different calling. Something happened that caused his adventuring days to be over.
Many things that could be.
Well,
Snow
And now,
is
what does the
always...
Fasava say?
About what? About Necro?
Okay, so same knowledge.
About Necro? Or which one are
So,
you asking
so
about?
I'm saying, is Vistava giving us the same knowledge that I would have supposedly already known?
You can ask.
So what about Necro? What do you know of what do you know about after he took over that kingdom? I heard he just kind of disappeared after that.
Mancer? Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a bit. Do you know what
Well,
the
you just brought it up.
Yeah, you did brought it up.
What? I suppose I did, yeah. And the memory's going. Yeah. I haven't seen Mancer in a while. Apparently, he is on a personal quest to meet the gods of death. I know the first one he spoke to apparently was... Do you know who Kelimvor is?
What's a Kelimvor?
No.
I'm not personally acquainted. Not yet.
He's a god
Being
and
from-
judge of the
well-
death.
Being from where I'm at, Nutters actually should know who Killamvor is by name.
You know your
Because
gods.
he's one of the squirrels from Yggdrasil, the Tree of Life. Just at the base of it.
But, last I heard, he was trying to find the Raven Queen.
Any leads on how we if last you heard he was going to the Raven Queen, that's probably our best bet to go there too.
Well,
If we can
Well-
figure out how to get to them.
one problem.
Back to hell again?
One problem.
Isn't the Raven Queen in one of the circles of hell?
No, she's in the Shadowfell.
Oh, okay. Because she's in both. I mean, it just is a matter of timeline.
Yeah, she's Shadowfell.
Okay, Shadowfell still.
How much do you know about the Feywild?
We've been here
Nutter
a
looks
while.
at him like he's crazy for asking that question.
He's more... Yeah, well, you don't know you're a Feywild creature.
I know quite a bit.
Honestly, I've just
Then-
had people I've traveled with who've helped make sure I don't
I
get
know basics.
totally
Don't give out your
screwed
name
over.
to Faye.
Yeah, that's pretty much the major rule I've learned. Is don't
Yeah.
tell your name to a fey creature.
Did you know that if you leave the Feywild, you forget everything that occurred in it?
No.
That's why I don't leave.
Wait a second.
Memories are important.
Hmm.
When they're taken from you, you no longer are yourself.
Don't
I
have
can.
that
I,
whole-
I actually can fix that. Like for real. I actually just got a new spell that could remedy that issue permanent. Well, not permanently, but it can remedy it for a while. Where
And I
you
remember-
you could leave the Feywild for short periods and come back with this.
What spell are you thinking about?
Mind wipe.
Hijack.
I can cast mind wipe, which is nothing like what it sounds. It doesn't wipe somebody's mind, but what it does is it protects their mind from any magical or non-magical effects that can alter their thinking, memories, or anything for 24 hours.
And hijack, if I remember correctly, Desra did put that thing on me that's been preserving my memories of the original world I came from.
It was
Then it's
preserving
been-
memory of certain people, not the original world.
Oh. Hmm. Well, that stinks.
Well, I'll let the guy know though. Hey, since you're helping us, if I'm ever around and you want to actually leave the Feywild for a while, just let me know.
Hijack.
I
Just
can give you 24 hours outside.
Yep.
how would that work with me?
You are
with
a
le-
native to the Feywild.
Yeah.
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 It doesn't affect us.
It does not affect you two.
Okay. Making
Whether I'm not affected or not is an entirely different issue that we'll deal with when the time comes.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. But
I'm gonna say in characters that well, if I lose all of my memories of everything that's happened in the Feywild, I'm probably going to try to kill you all when we leave.
I really hope that doesn't happen. So maybe, Nutters, if you could make something that can prevent that from being the eventuality, then we can go and find this Raven Queen, since that seems to be our only lead.
I'll walk over to Vessel and I knock on his empty skull and say, "There's no brain to affect. That's not how magic works. There's no brain. You can't affect the undead's mind."
So you're saying that I won't forget because I'm an awesome dragonborn.
Well, your bones.
Right now,
You technically are an undead creature, right?
Kind of.
right now, your best bet is probably to throw off balance. Maybe
Yeah, constructs and undead are not affected by leaving the Feywild.
you've already taken down one of those warlords. I feel the more of those warlords you take down, the more chaotic the Feywild will become.
So do we want to prevent its chaos?
No.
No, we want to kill the warlords. So
That's
we
the
get them
point.
our
That's
lead.
the point of the Feywild is chaos.
Okay.
And we're
I
gonna
just know
spend our-
order is usually a good thing.
Well, chaos. It's the chaos of the Feywild that allows for order to exist elsewhere.
Can't have
Yes.
one without another.
So
the
chaos
chaos
here
is needed
is
here.
order. Got it.
The chaos is order here.
And also,
Yeah.
that's the plan, anyways.
Oh, I was gonna kill them
Yeah.
anyway. I was just thinking that maybe we shouldn't necessarily kill the warlords first. Just get rid of Barley, and then the warlords just Go off.
So,
drew
Well,
off.
then they'll leave a power vacuum. We have
That's
to
not our
We have
problem.
to not only stop what's going on, but we have to do it without leaving a power vacuum.
Yeah, otherwise all this work will be for nothing.
I could just take over,
Good grief.
or you could, or Nutters could.
It has to be.
There is already.
Well, okay.
a
Nutters
king
is going
here.
to explain to them how royalty works in the Feywild and how
There is
the
already.
people in control are chosen, and we have to figure out how somebody overrid that rule. So even if we do take out the warlords, we gotta figure out how somebody was able to usurp the power from the primordials that control this realm away from the people that it was gifted to by the primordials.
If I recall, you guys had a primordial with you, didn't you? I fought him.
Yes. And he came back with your portal. Whatever did
So-
happen behind that portal?
We don't talk about it.
Does Nutters know Amadin?
He does not.
I just say if only we knew of a Fey-born high elf that could be appointed.
Feyborn High Elf.
Fey-born high elf.
Well, actually, hold on. When did Nutters?
Couldn't we just
join the
kidnap a
party?
elf and bring them to the Fae, so therefore they'd be Feyborn?
No.
Didn't my party?
Nutters- Yeah, that was you. That was you, TK. That was your group. So yeah, you do know one.
I do
I
know.
think I have a guy.
Or TK does.
TK knows.
Yeah. I think I have a guy. When the time comes.
Right? Well, that'll be important.
Right.
I mean, if what I know is correct about how things work here, anyway.
Right. Well, for now, it seems like we've got 3 different potential paths we can go from here. We can either go try and find this Raven Queen and try and find the Necromancer. We can go and kick another warlord's butt. Or we can try and figure out how the power was usurped in the first place.
I will.
feel
Which
like
do you
if
guys
we-
want to go?
I feel
Well,
like if
we've
we
taken
kill-
out one. We still have 3 more warlords and Barley. So, aren't we close to the game plateau? Right?
You're
we're-
in the game plateau.
Well,
Right. Then
take
we
out the
should.
warlords, we might be able to find out how they were able to observe the primordials
Right.
thing.
Now here's the question: if there are multiple warlords, then are they sharing primordial power? And if they're sharing it, what are they using
Well,
to steal it?
That is true.
The power gifted to the rulers of the Feywild allows control. Their word is law. If they tell you to do something, you have no choice but to do it.
Now I
What was
know
the-
right now there are 2.
But this only
conflict-
works on Fey creatures.
I know right
not
now there are
outsiders.
currently 2 conflicting proper races, or not races, but beings that naturally have order over this Feywild, or we're supposed to. There's a new one that came in and exerted his power and just kind of claimed a place after you took down one of those warlords.
Say that's what I was saying. We left a power vacuum.
Right.
Go
They
on.
filled it. But they're gonna protect that post even from the other warlords who aren't gonna be happy that they've usurped.
Right.
Now, the second one I know is in this very plateau. Now the thing is, I got a feeling that the natural order of power that's supposed to belong to this race is being a bit wishy-washy. There's only supposed to be one command and ruler of them, and right now there's 2. That's not natural. The primordials only gifted their yes, they gifted it to the race it's specific, but it's gifted to the connection's supposed to be only gifted to one family.
Hmm. Let's see.
So it belongs to the rightful family and a usurper, is what you're saying? Or is somebody just somehow tapped into it?
Let's just say there are two rightful heirs in a place where there's only supposed to be one.
Strange.
Very. But then again, we're in the Feywild.
Yeah, what else? What is not strange around here?
So I feel if we want to start some of the congruency that is the uncongruency that is the Feywild, you gotta kill one of them. I know one of them is in the area of the Red City, from what I hear. And another one's in the Game Plateau.
Well,
I say we
Well,
should.
well, back to what I was saying before. We're right here by the game plateau. Let's go ahead and take down another warlord.
All I know is that the one in the plateau was first. Debatably.
Debatable.
well, as the youth once said, YOLO. Let's do this shit. Let's kill the warlord.
Well, it seems like he has a little more information about this warlord. Maybe that could help when he remembers.
You know, I am a bit curious.
Um,
It is
would-
gifted. It is gifted by the primordials, the power to the warlord, to the not to the governing race, and technically split between the warlords. But again, that shouldn't work.
Hmm.
That means
Gotta be
there's
something.
at least something that has some sort of power that can at least rival a primordial. Let them fall under a primordial's radar or something.
Actually.
Exert a rule of law that a primordial doesn't think is going on, and then run a shadow government.
Wait a sec. I just thought, what if we actually notified the if primordials are still around? What if
We can't.
We
It's
can't?
not possible.
It was an idea, at least.
Yeah, you see, the reason why the primordials have a family that they chose to rule is because they are the Feywild. Like, the Feywild is a living, breathing thing. It is the primordial.
Well, that sounds like you need to jump down his throat and kill it from the inside then.
So it's basically not, unless you're a member of that family and directly tapped into it, there's absolutely no way to contact it. It's just not possible.
Crud monkeys.
And it would basically be dreaming everything that's happening and wouldn't be too hard to keep something underneath its radar.
Especially if this thing under its radar isn't really magically inclined. What?
Or just manipulative enough to make it seem dreamlike.
Do you know any dreamy-like creatures that seem like they are I've never been the words person.
Unnatural?
Enigmatic.
Enigmatic. Trying to think of any.
I know me and the others were in a town with some dream eater things. and a hag was there to protect the people.
A hag is a fey creature, so I don't think that counts.
Yeah.
Something that probably isn't naturally a fey creature, but somehow wound up in the Feywild. It's got to be old if it's something.
I'm just gesture broadly at all of us, except for Nutters. And him. Like, well, we're not naturally in the Feywild. You're not naturally from the Feywild.
No, I'm talking
Well-
older than us, like around.
Like something
since it was
ancient.
something around when it was made.
Like an aboleth? Those things, if I remember correctly, are super ancient.
Well, that little primordial that was with you guys said it birthed the world, so that makes it sound pretty old.
Right?
Well,
And of course, none of you guys know anything about it saying any of that stuff.
then again, that is
He was
it's
here,
still a primordial. We're looking.
last I heard.
We're looking for something that isn't primordial.
Well, from what I understood about that creature, it's not from the Feywild. It's only considered a primordial because its elemental nature. It was anchored to the material planes as its birthplace.
Yet it's still an elemental.
Maybe an
Still
Eladrin?
primordial. Eladrins are creatures from the Fae. They grew up in the Fae,
Hmm.
made in the Fae. They're split from the.
I'm trying to think if there's any
I'm
other...
starting to think it's all of your guys' fault somehow.
Hey, I didn't do anything.
I mean, if anything, it will also be your fault because you were there.
Since when was I there?
He's talking to the vessel.
I was pointing to
Oh.
Vessel.
Why? Do you feel guilty for something?
Well, we
Did you guys cause
accident-
this?
We did accidentally blow up a crater.
So you say, so as far as I'm understanding, this whole thing about the entire like multiverse coming in on itself and this whole mess we're in is all your idiots' faults.
That is also what I am understanding right now.
Whoa, what?
I suppose I
One of
could
these
accept blame
idiots
for
you're talking
that.
about is one of my great nephew.
So you were the ones who caused Epicenter.
Well,
I didn't cause
technically,
it.
Not
I didn't-
directly.
I had nothing to do with that
Cause.
one.
is not the right term, but directly connected to the cause, yes.
We were fighting a false Hydra Lich.
And whenever I told everyone that it was going to explode,
I ignored it.
Tibble, as we're now told his name was, took it upon himself to steal the core and bring it here. And I assume that caused Epicenter.
Ah,
Considering his remains were there, yeah.
Yes. His remains. Rubs belly.
And that was and I do remember Marley saying that was the reason why she decided to start this whole bullshit.
Well,
so it was you guys.
explosion there.
It was,
least
but it
part.
wasn't.
It was at least, I'd say at least 25% of it was your guys' fault. At least.
I would argue 10%.
I'm going to still say 25.
So whatever this explosion you made did, woke up something old.
Something.
It was a huge explosion of magical energy.
Maybe
I-
it's the witch Desra.
could I roll a history check?
Wait.
Would I?
As far as Vessel's
Okay.
knowledge is, she's a witch.
Desra was not. Okay, I can confirm Desra is probably not behind this. Probably. I
Well,
think.
she does seem to have a link to the Feywild that she previously did not have.
Feel free to roll a history, Tupa, if you'd like.
Okay. Just if I know any old Feywild stuff.
Actually, we could ask Desra.
What?
Yeah.
The witch is. Are you saying you
Okay.
have a link to the witch?
She's not a witch, more like a demigod.
No, she's a god.
It is a stupidly long story that I will not get into time.
She's a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, she's a primordial.
That's an
Yeah,
elect.
my character fully does not fully understand it.
She's yeah.
All my character understands is she
Yeah,
is super
no,
powerful.
You don't really
and
know
I tend to
any super old entities. There was a big
Yep.
boom. Epicenter was made. Then the warlords came along. Before the warlords, there was a governing or ruling moon elf.
Yes.
But apparently, when this explosion occurred, something happened to them. It wasn't clearly stated out, but the major theory is that the current warlord of Lore, Barley, somehow managed to kill a moon elf. And that's not supposed
To happen.
To happen.
Yeah, well, not from that family anyway. Because they're technically, even if you were to like cut them down, their body, even if you were to disintegrate them, they would just reform.
They are.
They're the guardians of the Feywild. They
Basically,
rule until they choose to die, and then they pass it on.
The theory is
there's legends about.
it's really misconstrued because it's impossible to do that. That is impossible. Like, the only thing that could kill a moon elf, a ruling moon elf, is another ruling moon elf.
And that should be literally impossible.
Yes.
Well, that would mean that someone within the family who was supposed to usurp the throne would have had to do it. The next in line for the throne.
Yeah, only a member of that family can kill a member of. Basically.
And right now, one of these moon elves can only die because there are two of them. There are two ruling families, and the power is split wrong. So if the current head of one family dies, the power will go to the other one, as that immortality that they're supposed to get is
only works if there's one.
Only works if there's one.
It's less that it only works if there's one, but it's more the power and link to the primordial that's supposed to be given to them naturally is being diverged between the two of them, which is diluting the power enough
Only meant for one person.
To where they're mortal.
to warrant them mortal.
Right.
The current leader, or current warlord, of the game plateau is a moon elf of the kin and family line. Or at least the original family line, at least. Don't know much about them.
So this one is the original one?
It's the original family to this Feywild.
Okay.
But then
So
again,
are we kill this one?
I don't know. That's up to you. It would surely throw out some chaos.
Yeah?
What's more
I would
chaotic? A
prefer
new
not-
one comes in, you kill the old one.
I would prefer not
Yeah, that's
to.
the problem.
Battle's
I'd rather not create random power vacuums all over the Feywild.
Would it be a power vacuum? Because there is something to reciprocate the power. I think that's kind of the plan, no? Set a power offset, more say. The more you kill, the more power is diverted to other warlords,
And back to
So-
the originals.
Basically, the more warlords we kill, the more powerful the remaining ones will get.
That's what he said.
Then
That
we might want
sounds
to
like a
be
reason-
very careful when we want to get rid of a warlord, because that'll make the rest of them harder to deal
And
with.
whoever this intruding moon elf is.
Yeah. It'll
I
make them
personally
What if
haven't-
stronger.
what if we were able to incapacitate them permanently without killing them? That way
That-
we can wait until we get to the last one and then take them all down at once.
That would cause
Possible.
control
We could just make them surrender.
others.
You scare them to death.
Well, not to death.
I don't think incapacitation is
Just
on the
beat
table.
them into submission.
I don't think incapacitation is really on the table here. Your best chance? Make friends with one of the two moon elves, kill the other, and then promise them more power.
Didn't I look over at Thrill and say, didn't you say you knew the other one?
Actually, yes. If I got this right, I think I know one of the two. So I think we already got at least one of them.
Well, there's your
On
power
our
vacuum
side.
solved.
Right.
Maybe
We
you
might
can
wanna
get
let
them
him know
stronger. If you get
our-
them stronger and can get their rankings and
Do
soldiers
you trust
stronger.
this moon elf that you know?
Go ahead.
Gosh dang, as a player, I actually forgotten the name. I was so
Ahmad.
bad with names.
Ahmad.
Right,
Ahmad.
Amon's the name.
You don't know the
For
name. You don't know the name, Tuba.
I wouldn't know the name.
You
Okay.
do not know it.
Do you trust them? Do you trust them?
I traveled with him for quite a while. I'd say we can trust him.
Do you know if he is part of the family or if he is the actual warlord himself?
He was not a warlord. We were supplanted one with him.
Okay.
But
If-
he might be a great ally.
If you get him stronger and can convince him to spare a few soldiers to help you storm the gate, I'd be more than happy to help clear hordes for you.
Sounds like we've got a plan.
If you can get him on your side and get him to lend that hand, and I think we can for sure your direct path to the final warlord Barley.
Right.
Yes. Now we just need to figure out how to deal with her anti-magic bullshit.
That I
That's-
can't help you with.
That I think the necromancer should be able to help us with. I'm placing my bets now.
That's debatable. His creations are magical, meaning that they would probably disintegrate when they meet.
Well, it's the only lead we've got, so it's good that we have a lead at least. And if he doesn't know, he may know someone who does. Who knows? It's a lead. That's better than where we were before.
At the very least, he could supply cannon fodder to help with the cannon fodder.
Right.
You're not going to find him.
Never say never.
You're not going to find him.
Should we go for a second opinion?
Who would you want to get the second opinion?
Me. Let's go do this.
Wouldn't be the first nearly impossible thing that I have done.
That is not a good second opinion, honestly. Blah. Blah. Hi, Scott.
Blah.
Well, I might
That
be
could be a
overconfident to a fault.
Listen, he went into the Shadow Realm to the Shadowfell not to be found. And if Necro doesn't want you finding him, you're not gonna find him. You
Well,
would have.
perhaps I could fight him.
You would have. Well, the problem is he don't like us. He doesn't really like the party. What's it
He
called?
doesn't know me.
Well, I mean my party.
Oh, so he doesn't like snow.
It may still be in his
Let's see.
interests to help.
Your
Considering-
best luck. Well, your best luck would be to find the Raven Queen herself.
Right.
Who knows?
That was the.
He could even
that
be
was our
done.
lead.
He could
so-
even be done with her already and already be split off to the next one.
Right. But I was saying the Raven Queen is our lead. That's where we can go to get started on that thread of sorts.
I don't want Necro back. You're not bringing him back. If you dare follow that lead, I don't care if you're family. I'll be the first one to cut its tail.
Well, at least Raven Queen is our lead on finding out how. We gotta get past that anti-magic shield, or else we stand no chance. So, if the Raven Queen's our lead, we've got to follow it.
Unless
don't
he
have
has
any
some
others.
Other idea.
She's not gonna do anything surrounding it.
Perhaps Melna will have an idea if we give her more time.
Want me to take it back to the train and have you call her?
Have any of you dealt with anti-magic before?
Firsthand, it didn't go well.
Yeah, same here.
Correction.
Nearly died.
You
Was
worked
not
with-
fun.
You have worked with anti-magic giblet or vessel.
Yes, but I also dealt with it firsthand, being nearly cut in half.
We could call Desra, see what she might have to say on
Well-
the matter.
What story do you have with anti-magic?
Well, literally was forced to go into a fight with Barley and got totally hosed.
Oh, is that it? That's kind of boring.
Well, sorry if I didn't get a choice on whether to go into that fight.
Yeah. So no one has dealt with anti-magic outside of Barley.
Well, I have some minor experience.
Oh, in what way?
You tell me, Hijack. You
We
decide
just went
it.
through a whole
You
dungeon
have-
where magic wasn't working. What do you mean we don't have experience
Actually,
with time magic?
I do have, if it may count.
One sec.
I literally was.
One sec before you roll into that, because that's a big one. Because that's gonna string it further. But for you, Giblet, you made anti-magic runes, but you know anti-magic plus anti-magic, unless the other anti-magic is a weaker spell like anti-magic, is not going to nullify anti-magic.
Oh yeah. Well, I have some experience with anti-magic runes, but they're not reliable because unless mine's stronger, it doesn't work.
And again, yours were powered by pillars of magicite.
Yeah.
And I actually have an idea for that, but it's an emergency idea that's a last-ditch effort that might actually work.
Come to
A
think of it,
high-powered dispel magic
Hmm.
spell, because
Yeah.
anti-magic is still magic.
You were saying, yeah.
This
Well-
spell
Wait a
actually
sec.
will disrupt anti-magic.
You were saying.
I just
okay.
thought of something.
Hold on.
idea.
What,
Recently, before I got myself into the situation that forced me into that fight, and before a little while back, me and my party were going through a whole world that was pretty much just one giant anti-magic zone.
How'd you deal with it?
The rings.
You still have it.
I still have.
You have your
Well,
ring.
oh, I do. Then why didn't the magic work? I have the ring. If I still have that ring, my magic should have worked.
It
Well, what did
means
it
her
Something
anti-magic.
doesn't
What did
make
it do?
s-
Tell me.
the rings, which are part of Amadin's family's possessions.
Uh-huh.
They made it so magic worked, at least in a reduced capacity, in this world that we traveled to investigate, which was effectively turning into one giant anti-magic world.
Well, maybe it's a magic supplement. Maybe the only reason it brought you magic there is because that was a place void of magic. You're not really in a place void of magic, only that person is.
Well, I do have access to somebody that seems to have stopped the anti-magic once. perhaps I could use it to make anti-magic runes that are stronger than hers.
If
So
it's a
basically,
rune.
double
I
negative
could
the
use-
anti-magic.
Yes, and that I could also further improve by using my magicite as a fuel.
Now, I think
Can
your
Nutter
problem.
help him do? Nutter
But
can help do
I
that
think
too.
If this doesn't work,
I think your
we-
problem
we-
is if it's
we boned.
if it's supplemented from that ring there,
Right.
it's not exactly bound to your casting directly. It was fueling you. Maybe you.
What about touch spells?
Maybe you need to fuel it.
Hmm.
I'll use it as a casting focus.
Remember what he said earlier. There's something special with your Runic Revolver you can do.
Right, I can put glyphs in it. I wonder.
I might have the perfect material for your glyphs.
I would just need to figure out what glyphs to use.
You could etch it with magicite or some of this liquid that I have.
Well, the crest itself is a glyph.
Wait a second. I want to do an experiment. When we get time. And I might call on Desra to help me with this.
Well, this is probably the safest place to do any experiment. He leans back a bit.
If the crest itself gives the power, and we etch the crest onto my Runic Revolver, and then we can maybe get Ezra to help make a small temporary anti-magic field, a strong one, and we can see if I can cast some spells.
Well, I could make an anti-magic field for you to test on.
If
Right.
you're saying
If you got
that
that.
the ring itself is a family crest, then the crest would have to be inscribed by said family.
Then I guess we gotta go to a modern.
Well, we got to go to him to take out the warlord here anyway.
Well, let's get going.
Or if you'd allow me, I know a bit of metalworking. I could just break off the crest and give it to you to put on.
Would that work?
Well, it's technically still inscribed by him, as long as you don't directly damage the crest itself. I see no problem that we can't cut it off of the ring.
And fuse it to your
You're
gun.
right back.
I'm not sure if a modern would appreciate me destroying a family heirloom.
Well, what's more important, heirlooms or life?
I
Good
think he
point.
would appreciate you saving the Feywild.
Good point. I guess we'll do it. Let's see if this works.
You could be pissed about it later.
And
Yeah,
he can and he can always fix it later.
Right.
Nutters points out that he could actually fix it if needed be.
All right.
I do have
So,
jewelry.
If you can do it, I'll give you the ring and and my Runic Revolver, and we'll see if this works.
Not how this
Yeah,
works.
with my jeweler's and artificer
He
tool
has to do it.
expertise, he has to do it. Okay.
He has to do it.
This is probably an extremely delicate process to get the rune onto my revolver safely without breaking it.
You're a pyromancer. You know how fire works. Just meld it on. Well, first we need to cut it off, but
Technically, it's wild magic, so
Hey,
chance
it's
of
a,
explosion, you know.
Can I say it's a ring and that gun is a revolver? And it's a magic ring that'll fit whatever it fits over. Won't the ring just subtract in size to fit the band of the revolver?
no. There's some Runic revolvers are special. They have certain slots that match up to the amount of bullets that can fit into the barrel. TK's is being 8. You can fit up to 8 runes on a Runic revolver, or at least his. And
Right.
these are something that are actually inscribed onto
I see.
Onto the chamber.
not just the chamber. Some also fit onto the handle, but yes, casting runes, the runes that infuse your casting, and not the revolver itself. You have 4 runes that go on your revolver's grip, 8 runes that go on your barrel.
So I have a total of 12 runes I can put in it.
Yes, but only 8 of these 12 runes actually enhance your casting.
Right.
Or, well, direct magic casting. Like, the
Right.
4 runes could be some sort of, like, helps you guide or aim or something.
Right. Or maybe infuses regular bolts with some properties.
Yeah.
Things like that.
But the 8 runes on your barrel is what infuses your magic.
Right.
You have... Technically, you have 4... 8, 9, 10, 11... You have 12. Technically, you have... Technically, you have 13 runes.
Huh.
You have the 8 runes that go on your revolver's actual
cylinder.
4 that go on the grip, 2 per side, and then 1
Right.
which is the primary rune of the revolver, which is known as the trigger rune, which goes on the hammer.
Which is what allows me to cast spells with it, I'm betting.
Which is what makes a runic revolver runic.
Yeah.
It is a unbreakable rune. That is something you have to be a specific type of enchanter. Like, nutters could not make a runic revolver rune at this grade.
Damn.
It is you would have to be like a specific runic revolver smith. Like, you'd have to be an enchanter just for that. He's a magic item maker, but this is
a magic item beyond his skill.
It's beyond his skill. It's just
I could make the gun. I just couldn't inscribe the runes and such
Right.
on
It's
it. What do you think?
what Nutters does and what this is are on 2 different things. He does infusion. This is rune scribing.
Right.
I've just realized
Anyway.
we've left someone out of this conversation that might be useful.
About what? The revolver?
Whoa.
Oh, it didn't work.
He's outside.
Uh-oh.
Why is he so big?
Why is he so
Wha-
big?
Oh no, I have to fix him.
Either way.
But yeah. If you cut the top half of the ring off,
Yeah, he
just
broke.
like the top slit, and meld
Right.
that to one of your 8 barrel runes, that would infuse the rune to your casting focus.
Oh,
Well, let's do
but
it.
anyway,
However, the thing with the runic revolver is
ah,
when naturally shooting, it's a 1d8 for which rune activates, unless you specifically load a rune.
I broke.
When I
Gordon.
cast spells.
Yeah, because it's basically like it's a what's the word?
It's the cylinder, so it's rotating constantly.
It rotates constantly, so it changes the rune. It's like what's that game?
Right.
What's the game?
It's Russian roulette.
Yeah, it's Russian roulette. It's Russian roulette of runes.
Right.
But you can set the rune.
Right.
But you would have to actively it would probably take a bonus action to set a rune, but you can set the rune.
From my understanding, I like spin the barrel already in certain ways to cast certain spells,
Yeah.
like the
But that's
gesture
the-
component. So I'm already used to doing that
You're
kind of
already
thing.
used to doing that. So yeah.
So I can already pretty much get what I want.
Yeah.
At least I'd assume. So I can pretty much pick what I want and just input that rune as part of casting any spell I want.
You would use your bonus action to choose what rune out of the 8 runes, or you
Oh,
could
so
just,
I have to use a bonus action to choose a rune. Otherwise,
you have to use your bonus action to choose a rune. If you, let's say you cast a spell and then you cast, motherfucker.
Yay, copyright.
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening?
It's
Mega.
Yonka.
Yeah. Hold on.
I was watching Mega do it.
Yeah.
He put it in a song.
Okay.
Of course,
damn it.
Mega had to do that.
Yeah.
Just ruin the mood.
Anywho, as I was saying, what was I saying?
Okay.
Right.
Wait.
If you were to quicken spell, like cast a spell and then use your quicken spell to cast a spell as a bonus action,
Right.
then both of those would be a random rune.
Right. I can't just. So I wouldn't be able to do something like twinning a spell.
You could twin. You just can't cook it.
Right.
Twinning is different.
Okay.
Jack.
So... That's gonna be interesting.
Yes.
So how many runes do you have on your revolver, or do you not have any right now?
He.
I
currently
don't
has,
have.
Due to how he
I don't
dropped his runic
have-
revolver, it's empty.
Okay, so you okay.
Currently,
I-
as far as I understand, my runic revolver is a blank slate.
It is because you
I-
got it.
can I
you
make
got
a-
it through Wish.
I make a suggestion instead of a D8. Like in the order he gets them in, like, and once he sets it, it just goes through the list continuously.
That,
Instead
Well,
of-
the thing with the runic.
well, when I'm casting, I spin the revolver to
Yeah.
to input
Okay.
the spell.
To input the spell, you spin the barrel. That's
Okay.
how the runic revolver works. That's where the randomness of the runes of the runic revolver comes from. But again,
Okay.
runic revolver does have the reloading property, so you can reload a specific rune, which basically
Right.
means bonus action to choose.
Okay. Okay, that's really cool. Cool item.
I could probably justify it as taking a bit of extra time to make sure I get the rune I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of hurrying and just getting the spell in there already and firing.
Yeah.
Either way, let's get that rune on there. First one.
Okay. Your first rune, anti-magic rune, or well, anti-magic rune.
Well,
First,
if we can get an anti-magic field going, let's put this to the test.
First thing you're gonna need is to cut off the tip of the ring.
Okay. I'm assuming
You need
Our
some sort of
companions.
magical metal in order to cut this magical metal.
Bar mitzvah time.
So we're
Well-
magicite.
Mazel tov.
I have this.
would that work? I'm gonna ask the guy who literally just has said has experience with this.
I do not have experience. I had a
I-
I had a rune.
Nutters literally has expertise in jeweler's tools.
Yeah. You know
So-
that magic metal could probably cut other magic metals.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could help with this.
I can.
I could probably do it with my finger.
Well, you
This is
have
magicite after
you
all.
have to cut it off.
So I have to cut it off.
Don't worry. It's not. You don't have to do it fast. Take your time.
I'm going to try and be as cautious as possible since I don't want to ruin one chance I've got at this.
Okay. You're
I'm
going
gonna hand
to-
him the magicite short sword.
Okay. You're going
No, I'm going
to
to probably take the magically enhanced jeweler's tools that Nutters has, since those are probably made for something like this.
They both work.
Yeah, but magicite's better.
They both work. I'm going to let you roll. Let's say tinker, with advantage. You
Tinker,
Don't, do
is
you
that a
have
stat?
proficiency in tinkering? Is a tool proficiency.
Oh
If-
no, I
if
only have a
class-
proficiency in tool. The only tool proficiency I have is 3 Dragon Ante.
Oh no, it'd be jewelers, but yeah. Okay.
His
so
class is he should have that.
he's a wild mage.
Ah.
He's
Yeah.
a sorcerer.
That's fun.
Vistava knew a runesmith, which is why he knows stuff about runic revolvers, but he is no runesmith.
Right. Well, so what do I roll?
Okay, you're gonna roll the d20 twice flatly. As long as you don't get a natural 1, you're fine. Okay. You slice it off, and you see that the underside glows like hot metal.
I'm gonna try and affix it to the revolver in one of the slots that I can fit it in.
Okay. It fits into the circular slot. Now you have to bind it. How would you like to bind it?
Guess channel heat
Okay.
through
roll-
prestidigitation.
Channel heat won't be enough.
Or
It's going to have to be a stronger fire-based spell.
Need help with that?
let me make my window that I'm using to see my character sheet larger so I can read it.
Maybe something like Burning Hands or Immolation.
Probably Burning Hands
Burning
then.
Hands? Alright. Would
You
you
want to
care
risk
to
it going wild?
Would you care to roll for Wild Magic on us?
Okay.
Oh, the guy did say this was the safest place to do this kind of thing.
You're technically in the Feywild, the home of wild magic. So roll 3 times, take the lowest.
Damn it.
I think. What's your percentage?
Percentage for wild magic? Like by default? Or
Yeah. You have to roll a natural
20.
1?
if I roll a 1,
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you here. Do you want to let a burst out? Do you want to let it burst?
just let wild magic happen?
Do you want to let wild magic flow?
That sounds like a very dangerous and bad idea.
You should do it.
Do it.
Are you guys really want purposeful wild magic?
In character, no. Out of character, yes. It's funny.
You can turn yourself to a potted plant.
I'm probably well, I have a special wild magic table that's
He
all
does.
fire
It's all
themed.
fire-themed.
Oh.
So I could do a lot of different things that are all really, really. It can be really good or really bad. But why in the world would I purposefully let that happen?
Well, it would be a controlled surge, meaning that you can roll on your table twice and choose the outcome.
But again, why would I want to do that? I don't see a reason to.
It is a Fey rune.
A what?
It's a Fey rune.
So that might be a good thing?
Who knows? It did supply your Fey. It did supply your magic in a way that made it so you didn't burst before.
True. Let's try this
It
then.
does have some sort of innate properties that mix with wild magic surging. Okay.
7.
7, or roll again. Okay, 7 or
7
45.
or 45. So I can either cast fog clouds centered on myself, or I can, for the next hour, I leave illusory flaming footprints that last for a minute.
Second sounds
footprint.
nice.
Do you
I'll
wanna
take the footprints.
Hold on. Do you want to roll one more time?
Sure.
This is a gamble.
Wait. If I do this, will I have to take the next one?
It's either footprints or this. Actually,
Do I get the choice if I roll, or do I am forced to take the next one?
I don't know. We'll see when you roll it.
I don't want to roll it then!
It's a gamble.
I've already taken enough of a gamble!
I believe in you. It might be something really fucking useful.
I hate how you're playing devil's advocate with me right now. 47
74.
74.
or 74. 74. Ah, for the next minute, any flammable object I touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature bursts into flames. How does that freaking help?
Good way to heat up your gun.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. Anything I'm not holding or touching.
But put it down and pick it back
It's
up.
that one.
No, I don't want to set my gun on fire.
It's that one.
I have to take that? I hate you all.
As it's inscribed on. I want you to
I
put,
hate it.
I want you to put in your notes. I want you to put in your notes for your for the Runic Revolver. You're gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And for 1, you're going to put magic supplication. I think that's what the word is.
Let's see. Edit. So I'm gonna pull up my keyboard.
You can either
My
put
keyboard.
anti magic or magic supplication. Anti magic is more fitting.
I can't get the text editor to cooperate with me. It won't let me edit it. Like the thing in D&D Beyond is fighting me right
fighting you?
now. Yeah, I may need some help
All right.
in order to get that to go.
All right. I'll put it in for you. Don't worry. We may even make you a special Runic Revolver just for you.
Ooh. Well, at least I know the runes are there.
You know the rune is there. You know that it is anti magic, and you don't know what your surge does to it.
Well, I hope it's not going to literally set everything on fire every time I cast it. Because that would be a serious downside that I don't want.
Unless you're surrounded by enemies.
Well, let's test and see.
All
I just
right.
I need a target to shoot at, shoot
All
a
right.
spell at, and an anti-magic field, so I should not be able to cast a spell under normal conditions.
Can I cast or create a basic anti-magic rune?
Not quickly. You would have to bring your pillars here.
I'm saying, can I you do a substitute for a weak anti-magic field?
Yeah, I was gonna say Nutters can just cast the spell.
You can cast make an anti-magic sphere.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need something like a ruin that's permanent. Just something that will last long enough for him to test it.
Nutter sets up an anti-magic sphere, and Vistava puts down 3 targets for you.
All right, let's put this thing to the test.
Also, I want to try something.
Powerful.
I want to stick my finger into one of the anti-magic fields, see what happens to my magicite. Testing the strength of his anti-magic field.
All right, let's try an old reliable.
Did you? Oh, what level of anti-magic did you cast, Dev? How high of a level?
Hold on, let me look it up real quick.
Okay.
Because if this is going to be a good test, his anti-magic at least needs to be able to damage my magicite. If it can't even scratch it, then that means this is a pointless test.
Anywho,
I believe magicite's probably pretty strong.
Magicite
is. Let's see how far I can take this.
Yeah, it's pretty high level.
8th?
It's already an 8th level spell.
Okay.
So.
You put your finger of your magicite armor in, and your magicite is untouched.
So it doesn't affect my magicite at all.
Not in the slightest.
I'm not confident that even if your tool works, it'll work when the time
What spell are you going to
comes.
be casting, TK?
Let's see. Well, it depends on what's my targets.
There are 3 thatch targets.
All right. If they're just thatch targets, I'm going to just do a regular fireball, not upcast in any way.
They are at least not in the same.
Well, it's a fireball. It's the AoE spell.
It's the AoE.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Roll a d20 for me. Above 10 is 1, below 10 is 2.
This is the anti-magic field that I cast.
Okay.
And it's absolute.
Okay. Okay. TK.
Yes.
As effect of 74 kicks in, you take your shot.
Oh, shoot.
Roll your dice damage for
fireball.
How many dice are in fireball?
So let's see. So the damage. Let's see.
Is this level
8d6.
8d6?
Yeah.
Okay. That works actually surprisingly well with your Runic Revolver. Now what you're going to do is roll a d8.
fireball
There.
deals maximum damage.
Wait. Huh? It dealt max?
It sets things.
Jeez.
It sets things flammable on fire. That wild magic
Huh.
there boosted it. It boosts fire-based spell.
Well, good thing all my spells are fire-based.
Yep. So, whenever you cast a fire-based spell with this rune active, along with it being able to cast an anti-magic, you can roll. You can choose to do a gamble. You can either pick to you can either pick to have only one of the dice do maximum damage, or roll a d20, and if you roll above a 10, you roll a d8, and that's how many dice deal maximum damage.
Oh my goodness.
No,
What
I think
happens if I roll? What if I failed the d20?
If you fail the d20, that rune will be jammed until you unjam it, which will take an action.
Oh no. So oh, that's bad. This is gonna be interesting.
It's a gamble.
Fitting, at the very least.
But then again,
Sure, well,
remember, there is the safe bet option where, with the rune,
Right.
at least one of your dice will always do max damage.
Which I definitely like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to figure out some more runes for this thing. I think I can have
Now,
some
is
real
it-
fun
now-
with this.
Now, as the variable, we should let Vessel try to use something magic with his magicite.
Oh, you see,
Because he claims that that won't work on her, so let's see if
yeah,
my
it would work on her
anti-magic field
because
holds up.
her anti-magic field was enough to make my magicite armor like paper.
Right.
And so, the fact that this anti-magic field can't affect my magicite at all means
All you
it's
did was
clearly
poke
much.
the end of it in there. That doesn't prove anything.
Do you want to put yourself in there and see if if a hit from me works? I wouldn't do anything big. I would not be like a fireball.
Right, yeah.
It'd be like a cantrip. So it wouldn't hurt.
That's not my,
one
that's not
sec,
what I'm
one
saying.
sec.
What I'm saying is he's saying that my anti-magic field is subpar and that his
Compared to
magicite
hers.
isn't affected by it, like her anti-magic field. And I'm saying that my anti-magic field is no different, and
Right.
he doesn't know what he's talking about. So I'm inviting him to step in there and use one of his magicite weapons and show me that it doesn't affect it.
All right, you know what?
Sticking a tip in there ain't proving nothing.
Just the tip.
All right, I'm just gonna stand in one of the anti-magic fields, and I'm like, all right, somebody take something non-magical, for example.
Just hit the
And-
target.
Just hit me.
Just hit the target with your weapon and see if it
All right.
does
I just
anything.
start spinning up my revolver, getting ready to shoot.
Go ahead.
You asked for it.
You
The armor
gotta
should
target.
completely repel his damage unless the magic field weakens it enough.
All right.
Wow. What are you casting?
Set it to the anti-magic setting, and I cast a firebolt. I'm not trying to do that much damage.
Okay.
Just enough to prove.
Okay. Are you
Whether
taking
it
the
works or
Are you
not.
taking the D8 gamble or just one? This is a safe zone, so if it jams, it don't really matter here. It's not a big fight.
Well, it only takes 1d. Actually, hold on. I am at 13, so there. Yeah, it's 3d10. Let's gamble.
That means it might add dice.
Well, first, I need to roll a hit.
Yep.
So that is 7 plus 10.
What
So
is your armor
17.
class?
My armor class. Let me double check that because I remember we upped it.
I'm pretty.
24.
It does not hit. You miss.
I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna keep going until I
Well-
hit you.
Does he miss, or does my armor...
It ricochets off the armor.
Okay, then
Hmm.
that's what we wanted to know. The fact that it didn't hurt me at all proves my magic sight isn't being weakened by this field at all. Like it was with her field. Her field made my armor useless.
So hijack, just as above table. So you're saying if that should have worked if the magic sight, if the anti-magic field was making his magic sight weaker, that would have probably lowered his armor class then, right?
You do not know the properties of magicite.
Well, I don't know, but I was saying above board, above table.
Above board, there should be no type of anti-magic that makes magicite stop working. It would have to be pure anti-magic. Like, it can't be magic made anti-magic.
All right.
That's why your armor was still able to stand. Your armor and weapon were completely fine inside of your anti-magic runes,
Mm-hmm.
and why it's fine now. Because it is a magical form of anti-magic. However, when introduced to a non-magical true form of anti-magic is when it starts falling apart.
Okay, well, my point still stands. This wasn't a real test that shows us whether it'll help in our battle.
Well, we'll see.
I think we need to come up with more backup plans in case this doesn't work.
Agreed. But
I know one
hopefully at least
other
raise
way.
our odds.
I do know one other way. I can create a spell sync, but doing that in the Feywild would be
Or
because it's a 3-mile radius of magic can't exist.
how
And it is
good
not
is your
magical.
your spell crafting, Nutters? In the combination with your enchanting, do you think we could whip up something? I'm thinking about turning my magicite armor into a trap.
Hmm. Well, let's see.
Well, I mean, again, a spell sync. It is a true anti-magic bubble. I'm assuming with a little work, I could probably figure out a way to limit its field to be smaller.
Right.
Well, I'm
But-
thinking
Would take time.
my armor could be modified with some enchantments, so that if it is damaged, like it was by the anti-magic field, it could target the source of anti-magic in some way and nullify it. And I could use the pure magicite as fuel for this endeavor. Of course, it would mean I would be stripped of all my armor as soon as
What
it
if
goes
I
into
was to
effect,
make-
but it would make a nice last resort.
I got another idea. Are any of y'all familiar with a Klein bottle?
No.
You know what a Klein bottle is? Klein, Klein
Like
bottle.
the bottle that
Never
Cannon
heard of
fits
one.
with ours that has the one side all the way around, but it's a three-dimensional shape.
Yeah, it's a bottle that has no entry or exit point. It's
Yeah.
infinity. That always pours into itself. What if I was to make something like that with? Okay, because the way the way a Klein bottle actually functions, and the reason why you see it that way is because it exists in the extra dimensional space, and that's the way it would be perceived in 3 dimensions. But it's the theory of you can have the outside bottle of the bottle hold something different than the inside of the bottle, and that's what the theory of a Klein bottle is.
Here you go,
What if we had a magic anti-magic bottle? A bottle that on the inside holds magic, but on the outside flows anti-magic, and that would allow him to be able to always have a field of magic for his magicite, so that the anti-magic field wouldn't affect it. Hijack.
I think he's processing.
He's been processing since I started mumbling about my idea.
Which one?
Well, I'm just thinking of a way to basically create a magic source for your magicite that is protected
Well,
from
my
anti-magic.
magicite is
Does
a
that make
magic
sense?
source.
Right, but you need a way to protect it from anti-magic, which requires you to have an external source to power that.
It is protected
Something
from
that is
anti-magic.
not if it's affected by her anti-magic field. It's not. That's what I'm trying to remedy. He says that when he gets in her field, that his magicite is useless. It does nothing and is like paper. But that's because it's in a true anti-magic field. What I'm saying is a remedy for that. That's what I'm trying to come up with. So it would have no other use outside of if you were ever in a place that had no magic or didn't allow magic or was a pure anti-magic field, you would have like a battery, per se. Where instead of it affecting your magicite instantly, you would have time to act still.
If any
So
sort
you're
of
saying-
true anti-magic is put on the magicite will be pretty much butter.
Right, what I'm talking about is an anti-magic field. An anti-magic field. Does that make sense?
Some-
Debatably.
Basically to create something that I can shove up inside of him that will give him an aura that radiates against anti-magic.
Well, there's a chance that Melda didn't tell me that was the new property of this new armor. She did have it
just
made
that-
for me and given to me after I told her what happened.
Oh.
You know it's the exact same as your old magicite.
It's just more
It's-
reinforced
It's
magicite.
better reinforced, put together, and still locked magicite. You know that your magicite is not in what it can be.
Right, and I can technically enchant your magicite, but it'll do nothing to help you against anti-magic, though. Because
You cannot enchant magicite.
I thought you said I could.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But I
said
suspect you
you
can
can-
use
I
magicite
said
to enchant things, but enchanting the magicite itself, probably not.
magicite is pure magic. Unless you can enchant pure magic with magic, the
Right, well,
higher
you told
form of
me
magic is going to take
Right.
over.
Right, well, you said that I could technically imbue it with magic.
You can imbue it. You can't enchant it.
Meaning that, like,
There's a small minor difference between imbuing and enchanting. Enchanting
Right.
means it's already made and put on. Imbuing is made in the
basically, it's spell
process.
storage. Like, I could cast Shocking Grasp into the gauntlets of the Magicite gauntlets, and he would be able to release that spell at will.
Yes.
Kind of like how my ring of phoenix feathers works.
That's what I'm saying. I can imbue it with magic, but I can't enchant it. Like a ring of
Right.
spell storage, kind of.
So yeah, if you're making a magicite object from scratch, you can put a spell into it when you're making it.
If he's making
But if
it
it's
from,
already
if he's
forged,
making
you
it from
can't do
scratch,
anything
he
to
can
it.
enchant it with anything he wants. If it's already made, he cannot.
I can only imbue it with a spell.
A
A
one
spell
use
ability.
A one-use spell
Yeah.
ability, yeah.
Oh.
Something that doesn't recharge.
Well, I think we'll have more time to think about this. So I think it's
Um,
be good to just take time to think this through.
if you don't
For
mind
now,
me
I think we should
asking,
take some action.
Well,
do-
for now, we should go and, like, find a Modern and get him to take out this next warlord for us. Since that is the person that is...
Well, more just get Ahmad on our side. Make sure he knows what we're doing. We're going to be.
Right. Well, I have a feeling, out of character, my Modern would definitely take offense to somebody usurping any of his, like, actual
Kin.
honorable title, because he's actually the rightful king. He is the rightful king.
Right.
Modern already knows what you're doing, Thrill. He knows you're trying to defeat warlords and defeat Barley, and he was already for
But
that.
he wouldn't know about the other moon elf that was holding power.
He does not.
Well, I mean, he might by now. I don't know. He's an NPC
Yeah.
now. I don't control him anymore.
You are currently in the game plateau, so you have all the means to just defeat them before you go to Amadin.
Right.
Then we should do that.
Let's go defeat another warlord.
But before you go, are you a rune? Are you a rune mage or a wild mage?
Wild.
I was trying to tell if it was just if you had some sort of fey steel in that weapon, or if you yourself were fey, or had some sort of strange magic. Your wild magic isn't fey. I'm sorry. I gotta say it.
I have a feeling, considering it's all fire,
Yeah.
it's not really.
No, it's
kind of tipped me off that it's not fey.
It's weave magic. It's raw, uncontrolled weave magic. It's bundled and bound together. It makes me feel uncomfortable. But you use it innately. Wild mages fuse with the Feywild's magic, but you use weave magic, and not even just sapping from it like a wizard or a draconic bloodline like that one. No, you've got the piece of the weave in you.
Oh, now I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Thanks for bringing that up. This weirdness. I'm feeling comfortable now.
You get worms.
I feel uncomfortable now. Why must you?
I'm wearing the weave. One could argue.
That
Good
is
grief.
harnessing. You are harnessing. You just are. I must be getting old. My magic sensing is not what it used to be. It took me maybe a few hours to figure out that one was of draconic lineage, but...
Can I use, if that's the case,
I mean,
I
you
want to
feel
use
around
Thrill
my
King as a
neck,
spell
you can feel
focus.
scales.
No!
It's hidden by fur, but you can feel scales.
Can I use Thrill as a spell focus?
I am not a magic wand.
If he
You are, though. You are. He just said you were. Nutters listens.
If Thrill consents.
I don't consent to be using as a magic wand.
What if we just try a cantrip?
No.
A harmless cantrip.
Still no.
Well...
So you're saying he
You're
could
lost.
be used as a spell
I'm
focus.
trying to say that
ring.
you could actually do something extra special here.
That-
Not many living things can be used as a spell focus, you know.
Well, I don't want you ending up getting turned into a cooked squirrel.
Vessel slowly raises his hand.
But a living spell focus
The
could
Star X slowly lowers your hand.
I barely can keep. I
you
barely
could
can keep
manipulate
myself
it.
from catching on fire. Sometimes.
Yeah, but you can manipulate that magic as it went through you and amplify it.
But
That's
before
my point.
before you get
You could literally amplify magic.
before you make my gut wrench of the thought of using someone as a focus, I've seen it done before, but not to this extent, or a sorcerer. That ring with the phoenix feathers.
Yes.
What's wrong with it?
You. I have a feeling I didn't think anything was directly wrong with it, but
Well, it
I
has
think I
wild
might understand
magic
where you're
in
coming
it.
from.
At first, it has the wild magic in it. Its effect is something to do with smoke. What does the smoke do?
Oh, that was just because of something some That was because of the wild magic that I put in at the time.
And what does it do?
It just makes me cough smoke whenever I activate it.
So it removes your.
I've kind of grown used to it.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah, I
With
don't know how to
that-
get to fix that.
I can wipe it for you, and you can refuse it.
Wait, you can just do that?
With my skill, sure.
Hmm.
I am an anti-magic barbarian. It is an old school of barbarian, but I learned from long back ways to. I'm what is known as a mage-slaying barbarian. When I rage or certain things I can do while I rage, I affect my weapons with sort of an aura of anti-magic themselves. Well, the weapon, my weapon at least does. I got Land Splitter from one of these barbarians. I myself is what is known as a.
You're a berserker.
Well, his weapon is of a berserker's. Yes.
Well,
I rolled a history check.
His weapon is indeed a berserker. However, you get a sense from him he is not a berserker. He is a totem barbarian, but he has a berserker barbarian's weapon. You get that it's a gift. That for some, it has a berserker's soul in it. The weapon is infused with the soul of a berserker.
Well, either way, if you can potentially fix my ring and make it so I don't have that nasty side effect every time I use it, that would be much, much better.
He just takes Land Splitter and he swipes at the ring.
Did it break the ring?
No.
Thank goodness.
And the effect is... it is white. The magic item is not... The magic item is considered... was momentarily considered deactivated, and with your permission, you can either have it stay active or be wiped.
And if I wipe it, it'll wipe the spell and the wild magic effect off of it.
It would turn it back to its innate magic item property.
And then I can re-infuse it.
As if you've never attuned to it, yes.
I guess I'll do that, and I'll attune with it to put back the Phoenix feathers, hopefully without any nasty side effect this time.
Roll wild magic. Okay.
No wild.
It is pure Phoenix feather. You can now
Sweet.
use your verbal components while using your Phoenix feathers.
Excellent.
Oh, man, I'm tired. You all go off now. If you find more runes, think of it like a wax stamp.
All right. One final question. How easy would it be to switch runes out if needed? Or are they permanent?
Once a rune's in, it's recommended it stays in.
Gotcha.
If you remove a rune, you can.
But it's risky.
You may break it.
Right. Just wanted to make sure.
Though, if
That's
you're thinking
important.
about changing out your revolver, the barrel is a universal barrel.
Oh, so I can just switch that out. So I can make more barrels, or I can get more barrels potentially to switch with as need.
Well, you're attuned to this barrel.
Right.
So, as long as you're attuned to this barrel, it'll have its glyph properties. Any barrel you now attune with will become this barrel.
Ah, okay.
If you attune to a barrel that has more shots, however,
you will just gain the new free slots.
All right.
Hmm.
I say with
Do know you cannot
With
fill
that
this up as
knowledge.
if you are playing roulette. You can only fill this up laterally,
right.
meaning when you spin the barrel, if they are not all full, there is a chance that it will blank.
Right. So there's a chance if there are empty slots that a slot will be empty and then there will be no extra glyph effect.
Yeah, if you hit an empty spot when rolling on a d8 without setting, it's an empty slot. It don't have a rune effect.
Okay. Makes
You
sense.
can remove runes from the barrel, or not barrel, the chamber. You can remove runes from the chamber, but there is a 75% chance when you remove said rune, it will break.
The rune will be destroyed?
The rune itself will be destroyed. So you can
Okay.
replace runes as long as you don't care about the rune you're replacing.
Right. So I'll keep that in mind as we go on.
Yeah. Due to how you got this thing, this is a very well-made runic revolver.
All right.
The most runes you can get in a runic revolver, like on the actual chamber, is 10, but there is only one runic revolver with 10 in the chamber.
Right.
And it is
Probably something legendary.
It is a legendary runic revolver. It is known as the Runic Revolver. A runic revolver of which the runic revolvers were all based off of.
Huh. Well, let's get rolling.
Yours is a runic revolver. That is
Right.
the runic revolver.
Right. Well, let's go kick a warlord's buttocks.
Mhm.
Hey, Scout,
So
you
where
there?
is this?
Nope. All right.
Good. Help me! I'm being assaulted.
Multiple boops.
The warlord will be found most likely at the center of the game plateau.
All right.
Are
Into
we not
Central
getting
Game
help
Plateau.
from Aboleth first? Was it Aboleth?
That was just a mentioned suggestion.
Finally, dialogue is over.
Now we can start rolling numbers.
Time for the
Action
math
Tower
rock section of the
dialogue is
session.
Finally over.
Axel,
Well,
how's Snow?
what?
How is Snow?
How's your mommy?
She's
Well,
busy.
He's kicking the butt.
I bet she is.
What I heard.
Whenever you're feeling better, feel free to call, and I will be more than willing to meet and talk.
Okay.
He hands
Sorry,
you
but
a
my
stone.
throat is getting worse and worse.
He hands you a blue stone that is warm to the touch and softly vibrates.
What does it do?
I'll pull out one of my own and hand it to him.
He merely links it to yours. You can add Vistava to your contact list.
This is what is commonly known as a sending stone.
You already have one.
Is it an eye stone?
No, send it. Oh, no, no, no. It's not an eye stone.
No, it's a Crapple product.
No, it's oogle.
I started out using Mage Sung, but it wasn't working out for me.
I prefer Mage Book.
You mage book, really?
Honestly,
I hear
the Oogle has been much more consistent.
I hear Magebook's been taking over a lot of things lately.
Lately, yes. I am thinking about swapping carriers to Mandroid though.
Oh my god.
Mage
And
droid.
so the party talked about sending stone carriers for 3 hours,
Yes.
Comparing
and
how
then
they could
left
buy,
to go.
how they could buy a magical sword for the same price as the Eye Stone.
Yep.
The funny thing is Nutters has a spell on his shop that anybody that comes into it is basically linking themselves to product deals and spam
Basically,
messaging.
they're marked for spam.
Yes.
Yeah. Using the sending spell. There's literally an automation that will do the sending spell through a special map that sits in the doorway, and anybody that comes through it
You
will,
monster.
once in a while, get ads in their head for
Either
Nutter's
way.
Magic Emporium.
Let's keep moving.
Just there's some poor commoner out there who traded sending numbers with someone who's like, what do these messages mean? Am I going loony? What is the
Yes.
Magic's Emporium? I can barely afford tonight's fish.
Good grief.
But these deals are so sweet.
It's no longer a great morning for fishing, ain't it?
I'm saving up for myself for one of them flying rings.
I might get me a new pair of shoes.
I hear he's got bed littings that can make you float and have very pleasant dreams sleeping.
Good grief.
And don't forget the special of everybody that come in gets a free ale skin that refills every day.
Alright, let's stop talking about these scams. Continue on, please.
Well, they're not scams. They're
There's a
fine offers
reason.
you can get if you go to Nutter's Magic Emporium today.
Yep.
Well, the
Here's
one
my money.
skin, the one
2,
skin
4,
is
6,
actually
7,
something-
8. It is not a scam.
Either way, let's actually get the
water
game
skin
going. Again.
totally is a scam, but there's a reason for it.
Call Nutter's Magic Emporium at 246 not a scam. Alright. As you finally leave the Red Hermit.
1-800 take my money.
You are let out into Vanilla Swallow as the Red Hermit starts to move.
Alright. Well, are we heading to the center of the game plats? Go kick a warlock's butt, or do we have any other ideas?
I
Warlord.
say let's go kick Warlock butt.
Warlord.
Butt kick.
Warlord.
I mean,
Or
the
Lord
Warlord
butt.
might be a Warlord.
Either way.
No, technically, yeah, you're not wrong. The Warlord is technically a Warlock.
Let's do it.
No, technically they're a... What is a cleric but a warlock with a better HR department?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is branding.
One could argue what's the difference between a warlock and a paladin as well.
No, the other one is...
Depending on the
other
warlock.
one is difference between a rogue and a paladin.
Branding.
Branding.
Okay.
They both follow a code.
Either way.
They both have.
Well, in a
different
rogue's case,
code.
it's more like suggestion.
No, they follow a code.
Either way,
Code
let's
of
get
the
moving.
Mastermind, code of assassination. They have codes.
Either way, let's get rolling.
The only difference is paladins will be hunted by their clergy, and rogues will be hunted by
The guild.
by the guild. So again, branding.
Yeah. Either way, let's roll out.
As you all load back onto the cart, Eldra just chilling with Ravel on the inside. Not us.
Yeah.
We are out of wineskins.
Nice.
Think of all the free advertising.
It does more. The wineskins do more than that. While we're on the trip to the middle of the game plateau, I'm gonna make 10 more of them.
Also, by the way, you've mail. And he points to a slowly growing collection of complaint notes.
It's helping you sort through those. Mm-mm.
I sort of.
No, it makes great kindling for fire.
That's what I use them for. He says as he drops one into the fireplace.
In some ways, Nutters, you're just the worst.
What? There's nothing wrong with my
Some
magic.
ways.
There's nothing wrong with my magic. The enchantment items that I sell are high quality items.
I think it's more on the annoying, literally anyone who walks into your store with constant sending stone messages, considering the whole pile of complaints.
They don't get constant messages, but yeah.
Only occasionally.
They get alerted when there's specials.
I think maybe a lot of these complaints are trying to ask you to stop that.
And we'll look at one of the complaints.
Let's just open a couple random complaints. Let's see what they're about.
One of them is certainly about the spam. One of them is about the quill of perfect writing. Apparently, someone who got the quill of perfect writing has been having bowel issues ever since getting it, and one of your ring of sleep, your ring of rest, there are complaints that people have been getting vivid nightmares.
Oh, not my fault.
Can I reply to that?
It must
Check the
be
fine print.
coincidence.
Can you reply to these messages?
No.
No.
You need a customer service department, and I'm not taking care of that.
I'm the customer service department. Ravel says as he begins throwing letters into the fireplace.
You might need a better one.
Nutter is confident in his magic item creation.
Your first set of your floating rest rings did give nightmares. If you remember.
Yes.
Oh dear.
No, it wasn't the first set, it was just one of them. The same with the feather. There's just one of them.
Yeah, and there's only one complaint.
Right? Yeah, I tell Ravel that he can give those two people a refund or a new version of the damaged good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Isn't there like
If
a
they
saying?
accidentally got the broken one, then Nutter would own up to that and fix it.
Oh,
Right.
I already sent out a notice that they were just collector's edition items.
Isn't there like a saying that's saying like confidence is a fool's arrogance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did in that phrase?
I'm a squirrel. What do you want from me?
True. Either way.
You're a squirrel with a stupid hat.
Actually, my stupid hat would make it to where you wouldn't say that about me. My
Either way,
stupid
let's
hat
move
would
on.
make you look at me and go, "Oh my God, he's so cute." It gives
Either
me
way.
a charisma of 26.
Hey, Nutters.
Yeah.
You know what, Dracket, roll insight. Nutters, roll persuasion. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I get that as advantage. 10 plus. Hold on.
Hey, hi, Jack.
Yes.
I got a question.
Yes.
Would anti-magic have any connection with void?
Void magic, magic,
What
and
am I
anti-magic.
rolling? I'm rolling
Void
Persuasion.
magic and anti-magic are two different things.
persuasion.
Okay, well,
Oh,
I'm just
I get a
saying,
plus
like,
7.
the lack of
So,
existence, would that have anything to
21.
relation to anti-magic?
What did you get, son?
I got 9 plus 2.
I got a
been
21.
Killed by stupid.
He's a very cute squirrel.
He's very cute and stupid squirrel.
But no, void magic and anti-magic are two separate things.
Because, see, I'm trying to think along the lines of me being a lesser Nexus being that's not supposed to exist. If there's any way I could tap into my ability of not technically existing to come up with something.
That all revolves around chronomancy. That you're
Which is magic in and of itself.
you're anti-chronomancy.
Okay.
Chronomancy doesn't work on you.
Time is on your side. Yes, it is.
Alright.
I'm just trying to think of where the source of anti-magic is actually coming from, like pure anti-magic.
Well, I dealt with a dragon that was causing it. Back on that one
Like
world.
non-magically caused anti-magic. What is it?
I don't know.
Because if I could
The
merely
dark
understand
elf?
that, I could come up with a lot of ideas.
Either way. Don't know.
Should ask the magic lady.
Or Desra?
Yeah.
Good point. We could ask.
I mean, if anybody knows about anti-magic that's not magic. Somebody made from magic would.
Well, while we're on the way there, we can call it down Desra and see if she responds, and if she knows anything.
I could also inform Melna that the reason that anti-magic is the true reason why the Magicite was damaged, simply to update her.
Well, if
She
you want to
might-
call down Desra, I can work on that. Well, it's a choice. I
Yes.
want. So we need something to offer, something that could potentially be useful to her, and we need to come up with a reason.
Give her the hat.
Nope. I sent Meg. I hijack. I sent you a link for a magic item.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Not yet.
I'm gonna make that and offer it to Desra.
Oh,
I
dear
just linked
God.
it because I thought
It
it was
has to be a
epically
non-magic
hilarious.
item.
She wants a non-magic item?
Yeah,
Oh, pure Magicite's
done
out
it
of the
with-
question then.
I have summoned her with playing cards. Let's see, photographs,
I'll lay
spoon in one point.
an
Oh wait,
acorn down.
photograph. Hijack. Do I still have that photograph that I can just use to call her whenever?
The photograph just shows you her at any given time.
Oh, so I can't just use that to call her.
I give you an acorn.
Oh, what am I supposed to do with an acorn?
Throw it.
You want a non-magical item?
All right. Well,
What's
we
the
need to come up
difference
with a
between an
reason for
acorn
Desra
and
who would
a
want
pitcher
this.
or a spoon? Why would she want a spoon?
I forgot the reason why that I
You
gave
tell her
for that.
she wants it because she does.
Frick. You're not giving me anything to really work with here. I'm just gonna offer the acorn and hope she notices.
Roll persuasion.
I make it. Wait. I make the acorn pink. What is it? Prestidigitation?
Yes.
Yeah. I make the acorn pink.
Persuasion? Come on, roll good.
I'm gonna give him a bonus.
You cannot.
So that's 7 plus 10.
Can. Oh, I was gonna say, can I give him advantage on that?
You cannot.
Damn.
You offer a pink acorn.
Yeah.
Nothing seemingly happened.
Shoot. That didn't do it. We need something better.
What about a shield with the crest of the ruler
What
of the
about
Fate
2
Realm on
pink
it?
acorns?
She will keep whatever we offer.
By the way,
I can
I
get
don't
a
think
new
she
that
wants-
shield.
Yeah.
you get a feeling that a customer enters your shop.
Okay. I'm gonna poke my head into the back of the cart.
You look, you see Ravel currently talking with a robed figure. Okay, it's okay.
I'll let the party
Yeah?
know I'll be back in a minute, and I go into the bag.
Okay.
What?
What is your next offer?
How would you feel about a magicite gauntlet?
That's a magic item.
Well,
Remember
technically,
the rule is it's not
it's-
supposed to be magic.
it is pure magic, not a magic item.
I don't think that would really work.
How about a 20-sided dice? Yes.
There is something you notice. The person entered without being added to your sending list.
That's why I noticed them.
Yeah, that's why you noticed them.
Well, I mean, there's lots of ways somebody could avoid something like that. A ring of mind shielding, all that stuff.
Okay.
Is there anything unusual about them?
No. You can't really see their face fully. They got a bit. Their robe is kind of covering them a bit. They seem maybe of elven descent.
Alright, I'm gonna hop up on the counter, because like I said, I did actually go in. And I hop up on the counter in front of Ravel, and just kind of place myself there and listen in.
So,
see if I can figure out who this person is.
It's kind of they're kind of leaning on the table. There's no distinct gender about them. So, what's the strongest magic item you got here?
He's asking me or Ravel?
Ravel. He's like,
We have this stuffed squirrel.
let me go ask the smith. And he steps around a corner. Hey, Nutters, what is our strongest item?
I actually have you would have to randomly do it, but there is in my stock at the moment, unless they've been sold, there should be at least 4 rare items.
You hear called from the other room.
One sec.
You hear called from the other room. What if I want to get a person? Can I get a person?
Can I get a person?
Okay, 2K.
Well, anyone have any ideas? Because I really don't have many non-magic items to give anymore. Kind of running out of those.
The only thing I have on me that's non-magical is the shield.
I got a pocket watch.
Pocket watch may work.
This is from my background.
Or I can reach into my bag
Are
of
you-
something or
are you
rather and try to pull
sure
out some salt.
You want to give up that pocket watch? If it is important for you, you'll probably lose it. Considering Desert will just take whatever we offer.
That's fine. I get a new one.
Okay.
Does this pocket watch have any sentimental value?
No, this is just a random pocket watch I
Watch?
bought.
All right.
Yeah, just a pocket watch. It's a random pocket watch.
All right. Let's see if I can convince Desert to show up with this.
Persuasion.
Let's not even ask where he's been keeping that.
15 plus 10,
The
that's
pocket
25.
the pocket watch disappears. And the acorn.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
I'm looking around trying to see where Desert is.
Nothing's happened. It's still just a place. Do you guys sell people here? I know some places sell people. Do you make
Usually-
people? Now,
Usually when
that's a
I offer
6-month
something and it disappears, that
process.
usually means Desra is nearby.
Hello?
I'm actively starting to look around the cart for where Desra might be hiding.
Okay.
Like, and if I don't find him, I'm going to start searching in the bag.
All right. I'm willing to trade. Nutters.
Do we
Do
hear
you
all this?
Yeah, I'm pulling up my list. I'm trying to get my list up. Give me a second.
They're asking if they can buy a person. Or get a person from you.
I walk over to them and ask them how much they've got. Just how much are they willing to spend?
I don't know. Depends on the person.
I'm asking because what if I could give you the ability to make a person?
Anyone with genitals could do that.
I can already do that, kind of. No, I'm looking for a person about yay high magic.
How
These
big
are
is
just
yay
like
high?
2 of us.
Maybe about 5'9", 6 to 1, 6 to 6'1". I don't know. Do you have anything in that variety of people? Magic 6'1" to 5'9" variety? They pull out a pocket watch and look at the time.
I think of Thrill King, of course, because he's the obvious other magic user that's not me.
Oh, Draco.
And Draco, he's like 5'9" as well.
Just tell me what time I actually end up going into
Right.
the...
I asked, so how much are you willing to pay for something like that?
They put a picking acorn on the table.
I tell Ravel to go tell TK to come here.
All right. You're searching for
Yeah.
about a minute. You've actually started to look inside the washrooms, and you've been checking the toilets, seeing if she's in there.
Yeah.
Then you.
I am helping look.
Yeah. Ravel enters the main portion of the bag. DK.
Yeah?
Nutters is requesting you.
Alright.
Get in the bag.
He's already in it. He's just
Yeah.
in the house part of it.
Yeah.
You make your way.
Heading over to the shop.
You make your way into the shop. You see a robed figure who is currently playing with a pink acorn. Now,
There you are, Desra.
Why is it pink?
That was his idea.
Do you think it'll make a pink tree?
I don't know.
Yes, I do.
Desra puts down her hood. Hi. You rang.
Yes.
Her clothing turns back to the normal, not extravagant, but the clothing that changes.
The rate stuff I'm familiar
The
with.
stuff you're familiar with. The kind of color-changing-esque hoodie type thing she has on. Shorts as normal.
Right.
Vessel's gonna walk in as well.
As well as Draco.
You see Desra is just kind of leaning on the counter opposite of Ravel.
If it isn't the Witch of the Weave.
Isn't it the skeleton of the shop?
I
Hey,
like you.
I like me too.
He came out the closet.
Hi, Desra.
Can I offer you a hand? I pull off one of my
That was in
lower
my
arms
bag.
and just
Good
point it
grief.
towards her.
Only if we trade. She pulls off her own arm.
I really like her.
I had a feeling.
She offers you her arm.
I'm just like, I think I'll stick with my own. I stick it back in.
Fine.
Let's see. we were wondering if you would know anything about the kind of anti-magic we're going up against.
You're going up against anti-magic?
Yep.
Anti-magic that can destroy or that turns
Non-magical,
magicite to butter.
non-magical
Magic
anti-magic.
what?
Non-magical anti-magic.
You know what magicite is.
Magic
Pure
what?
magic metal. Bing.
Oh, weave metal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any anti-magic that can get through this is especially potent.
Well, yeah, but there's only one type of anti-magic that can get through that stuff. That is technically just weave energy. That is weave magic itself. So, to get through that, you would basically need the opposite of the weave.
What's the
Like I
opposite
said.
of the weave?
We've kind of already experienced it before with that, with what was being
With
made.
that whole... With the what?
You know, where the hole was kind of being made, and it's still there.
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
that
able-
whole world?
Yeah, that thing. It's not specifically that one specifically, but with one thing, there's always a counter, right?
Right.
So when magic started existing, so did anti-magic. However, a lot of people have diluted anti-magic and have been taking normal magic from the weave and been turning that into anti-magic, but there is still true anti-magic.
Hmm.
Think, for every one, there's a 2. Or -1.
Well, this person, Barley, apparently is able to make a
That sounds
field
like a
of
food
true
dish.
anti-magic.
Parlay. Is that like parlay in a bowl?
Barley?
I think he's the guy you brought us to when you first brought me and my group into the Feywild.
Oh, she does anti-magic stuff?
Apparently, nearly died because of it.
She nearly cut me in half.
You don't look cut in half.
I got replaced.
Can I cut you in half?
No, you cannot. If you try, I return the favor. And try.
Probably not a good idea, though.
Roll
my
persuasion.
friend.
Nutter makes
I don't think
karate
I get
chops.
any kind of boost persuasion.
Oh my god, you have the shoulder eyes.
Yes, I told you. Actually, I have a +3 to persuasion.
I don't know. Her argument is pretty damn solid.
About cutting me in half just because. After asking.
I mean, the logic doesn't flaw there.
Either way.
So
I'm trying to
most anti-magic that people used is weave anti-magic infused from the weave. You know when someone makes such a loud noise that you can counter it out with another loud noise?
Right.
Think of it like that.
But this seems like true anti-magic that is being generated by this person.
So how do we combat true anti-magic is what we're really here to find out. Do you know anything?
Use true magic.
Well, this is true magic. It's the weave, and she's already cut through it.
is magic metal. It is not the magic itself.
It is magic itself,
It's made
conformed into a salad.
It's made from the weave, but it's diluted.
Can I make it pure without losing its form?
I showed Desiree a pulsar.
Yeah.
Nutter walks over to Desiree and says, "What about this? I've never used it before." And he pulls out his whiz whip.
You know, Desra would immediately know I'm a lesser Nexus being, wouldn't she? Or does she?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
apparently, I can't even figure out exactly what this thing does.
Looks like a whip.
It's the whiz whip. Remember?
If you can't figure it out, I'll take it.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, is it a piece of the weave?
No, it's just an item. Pretty cool item, but it's an item.
Pure magic.
And by Gimpatis, we need true
How-
magic.
How
Very
could we
I
good.
use
was-
pure magic?
Be made of magic.
Oh,
I'm
so
made
like
of
you.
magic.
Yeah.
Nutters is made of magic.
Well, I mean, use the weave directly? I don't know. They're usually not supposed to meet. Like how I couldn't really interact with that area. We're not. I mean, I can interact with it, but not comfortably. It's taboo.
Well,
I have a question, Desra. How do you like experiments?
I don't know, dude. What's the experiment?
Can you turn a lesser Nexus being into something greater, like yourself, a being of pure magic?
No.
Darn. I was hoping I found a solution so that I don't have to be erased when my task is done.
what about
Why do you have to be
if you were
erased?
to
You don't need
take?
be erased.
I thought I did.
Do you? Has anyone said you had to be erased?
Not directly, but it's been implied.
By who?
What? Well, if all the worlds are in
Everyone
one
who's told me
place,
anything
when
about-
everything splits apart, won't you split with it and basically be everywhere like you should be anyway?
Well, that's the whole thing.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
not
this is
supposed to be
TK's floater.
anywhere.
I'm just stretching physically, like real world.
Yeah. But
What
that's the whole
about
thing.
if
is-
you
yeah.
literally took thread from the weave and let us use that as a weapon against them? A literal thread from the weave.
She points at Giblet.
So
Am
just
I a thread from the
magicite.
weave?
No, your armor is.
Oh, yes.
So it's just,
Well,
so just magicite in this liquid form.
No, it can be solid.
well, then what is wrong with my magicite? Why was she able to cut it? If it is what you say, how is it diluted? Are you telling me our techniques are not perfect? Have not been perfected?
You already know your technique is not perfected.
Oh, you see, I was just taught the technique. I don't know. It's not perfected.
No, you do.
Oh,
That's the whole
What is
reason
wrong?
why you had Cruella locked up, in order to get the
Oh,
secret
perfect.
of magicite.
Ooh.
okay,
To
never mind
unlock
then.
magicite's true form. That's why.
Out of character, I didn't know enough. In character, I do know. Okay.
Oh, hey, knowledge just came to me.
Yes. So, as Desra, do you know the true secrets of magicite and how I can make true weave metal?
Do elephants float?
No.
They can.
Exactly. I can, and I do know the secret of magicite because I am actively the weave.
What would I have to give you in exchange for this
There's a big
information?
but
I
here.
assume it's not
Giblet.
freely given out.
You're kidding.
Giblet. Quiet. This big butt here. I
That's going to
believe.
be hard to find.
I don't even think he has a kidney to give.
It still exists somewhere. It's probably dirt.
Yeah,
I cannot
So-
give you the secret of magicite. I mean, I can. But where's the
But you shouldn't?
last place it kind of got out, the world just kind of went whoosh.
Well, what if you had some way of restricting the knowledge to me? So that I might not
The
let
knowledge
it...
is already restricted to someone.
But I'm saying,
wait, so then that
Should an
means there's
exception
someone
be
else who
added?
already knows it.
Yeah.
yes, Cruella,
Yes, we know her.
the golden dragon.
Oh,
You saw her. She's the golden dragon that was flying around the tower.
Well, I'm kind of a golden dragon. Am I allowed to know now, too?
The secret is the secret's Cruella. Secret's with Cruella.
Well, how can I get her to give me the information? By force does not work. I have learned that already.
Maybe try
You can ask
seduction.
nicely.
Seduction, I don't think would work either. I don't quite have that level of charm.
I can turn you into a donkey.
That might work.
It's so stupid. It just might work.
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean,
The
we can
secret's out
ask
there.
her.
I can give it to you, but I don't see the fun in that.
Well, but if I make it fun,
Well, this is how we're gonna make it fun.
you want me to seduce Cruella?
I mean, I'm not telling you
As
to.
As a donkey.
I suppose I'll just go over to you and say, "We'll bone, okay?"
Oh no, I'm not going to be in the room for that.
Nice scales want to do it. I can see it now.
Cruella has the
Slides into Cruella's
Cru-
DMs.
Cruella holds the secret to unlocking Magicite, but she looks Sun up and down. She looks Draco up and down. She just kind of raises her eyebrows at you.
What?
Doesn't mean it's the only one who can harness it.
So you're saying part of the problem is ability to harness?
Yeah.
So are you telling me I'm incompetent? Be honest.
We can get you some We can get you some pills,
You don't have
man.
the
It's
guts
okay.
for
It's
it.
not life changing.
I see what you did there.
I mean it literally, not figuratively. You don't have the
Can
organs
I-
to do it.
Can I acquire them?
Yeah, probably.
Can I?
I do have this, and I lift up the chest piece a bit to show like the Magicite's stomach.
He lifted show vessel's vessel.
Yes, the vessel's vessel.
Ooh,
I have
juice.
this organ. Are you telling me that's not sufficient?
You watch as she pokes it as the sound from an organ plays.
Good
It plays the Phantom of the Opera song.
Yes.
You would have
I
to
could
get
polymorph you into a dragon.
you would have to get Cruella to unlock it for you. Now, however you're going to make Cruella feel hunky-dory towards you is up to you.
Sounds like seduction's the only method. I'm going to need to require lessons from someone here. Who has-
I'm not going to help you with that. I am not.
Draco.
No.
I need to meet your father. Or was it your
Okay.
mother?
Okay, first you have
My
to like.
mother's a
pull up the
tabaxi, and I
lock.
don't know my father.
Okay, I'm gonna need to talk to your mother.
First thing you got to do is collect
He's
a lot of
in the material
acorns,
plane.
and then
She's
you have to
where?
make your nest really pretty.
He's
See-
in a different world in the material plane.
Oh. Well, that can be solved with a plane shift.
Yeah, I think Draco's the
Well-
only other one here that could help you other than Cruella with you, September.
Matt is how I
I
met
think
your mother.
I think a female perspective might have a better. A female perspective might be of use
I mean,
as
Draco
well.
can be a female.
Yeah. This bunny suit does weird things.
Ah,
Well, you see, I think I want advice from someone who's seduced a dragon before.
No experience, man. Not going to be able
Exactly,
to help.
Draco's mother.
Nutters looks over at his candler dragon and says, "You shut your mouth."
Wait, how many dragons has Desra seduced? I think it's 3 now.
But she hasn't said that to us yet.
Welcome to Desra's flirting class.
Yeah, right, because she has a rule in her book now, which is stop flirting with dragons. I remember now. It goes along with the because the dragon can do it is not a reason to throw people into pits of lava. Alright. I mean, I'm
But that
not
doesn't mean
saying
she can't
seduce her. I'm more saying trick her to give Draco the secret.
Well, you see, I'd rather not be dishonest if I don't have to be.
Well, it looks like
She
you're
is
not
a
getting
beautiful
choice there,
dragon.
boy.
He watches Desra clicks a pen that repeats the phrase, "She is a beautiful dragon."
Oh no.
I'm gonna do horrible
mean-
things with this.
I mean, he's not wrong. Oh, like,
Can I be present when you do horrible things with that?
Why don't you do horrible things with it? She gives you the pen of "She is a beautiful dragon."
And I
The pen.
click it again,
It just repeats.
and then
the phrase.
again. And like, so that's what I sound like.
Oh
I
boy.
would say, don't you have ears? But you technically don't have ears.
Hi,
There
Joe.
are holes.
They're holes, but technically you don't have
Draco,
ears.
you feel
so
something grab
they're-
your wings.
Ah!
Desra's behind you. Just play.
I didn't get my wings out, didn't I? Put them away.
Hey,
Hmm.
anything can be untucked with enough skill.
Should
also
I
lets the other-
perhaps get some wing?
Hi, Jack.
Hi.
Is this the same Desra as the other campaign?
Yes.
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 Yes. One Desra.
Here's one.
What he's saying, what Desra is saying is you need to master the mage hand bra snap.
Do dragons consider wings to be an attractive feature?
No, I just like playing with them.
So,
I'm just curious because I can get wings.
Do you want wings?
I don't know. Do I need them?
Now you're
I
just
do.
winging it.
Yes.
Yay!
But yeah, if you want to be able to unlock that, I'd say best bet. Yeah, get Draco to do it.
Hmm. But just because he's figured it out doesn't mean that I can use it, though.
Figured what out.
Or he necessarily couldn't harness it fully, could he?
I don't know what makes it harnessable.
Well, you see, I assume some of the metalworking and knowledge of magicite forging that I know is necessary. But I'm
Let's
missing
just
something.
Say it's a warming process.
Writes this
Alright.
down.
Gotta put a you really gotta put your blood, sweat, and breath into it.
I think you might be telling me everything I need to know, but in a way that I don't understand.
Well,
And if I think I understand, then you're probably just tricking me.
That's not Desra. Desra likes to do things in the most roundabout way possible, but still helpful.
I mean, if I am tricking you, then is it a trick that I'm tricking you?
See?
My eyes go cross-eyed.
I've just learned not to think about it.
So, what are we doing? She begins
I
playing with
don't know.
Draco's wings more.
Well, we need to defeat Barley to keep the convergence from happening.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that is all
mean-
of this conversation has been to that end.
Yeah. You
We're
need
just
to unlock your armor.
Actually,
tilt my head to the side, unlock my armor.
Well, it can be made into its purest form right now.
Can you do it right now?
I can.
What would you require in exchange? I will still seduce the dragon if you demand it.
You would probably die.
Wait, I thought we were still haggling over you buying this one. Me.
no!
That seems like a fair
I
trade.
don't know. Drill, how much are you worth?
Nothing! Don't. I'm not for sale.
He's worthless? Then definitely take him.
If he
No!
was worthless, you wouldn't have asked to buy him to begin with.
I already
I'm not
know.
stupid.
I never said I wanted to buy him, I just wanted him. I asked if you had it. Anywho, hi.
Hey.
Yeah, I can unlock it right now, but that would entail me throwing you into the weave.
Would I survive?
No.
I mean, I've been thrown into
I'm
the
not
weave.
alive. Rephrasing, would I survive, given that I'm already not alive?
Yes. No. No. Yes.
Have I
Maybe.
confused you? Because I've confused myself.
Would he continue to be undead?
No.
I would
he
lose all consciousness.
spontaneously become alive again?
No.
Would he be
You're
dead
sure
then?
about that?
That was 3 questions. Is that how divine
Either way.
intervention works? Or wait,
I don't
Okay.
think.
what's that?
oh,
What's
sorry.
that spell the cleric uses again called? Channel Sugar Daddy.
I'm now just like picturing Desert just pulls out a player's handbook and just starts flipping through it.
Yeah.
I think that's Warlock's Ezra.
No, I'm pretty sure.
All
it's
right.
clerics.
Well, you wouldn't
Actually-
need to throw my arm, or wouldn't need to throw me in with my armor, would you?
Yes.
Why would you have to throw me in with the armor?
Because it's more fun.
No.
You just... There is something missing here.
She smiles.
Mm.
So it sounds like it's something that a dragon can do, but requires putting the magicite into the weave itself. But it's not the entire thing, and something to do with guts. Does a dragon need to shit it into the weave?
No, I don't think that's right.
I say no to any of this because you're still carrying on more at this moment.
Well, you
Either
see,
way.
I
More
wouldn't.
What are we carrying more?
Oh, in my gut. This is the remains of Armor, or as his true name was, Tibble.
It's all that remains of the remains.
And that helmet.
You hear Rolf from a rune over.
Did we tie him
No!
up?
Sounds like he had a gag. Did we tie him up?
No, he's
No.
over in a room.
Hang on.
Quick,
does-
someone go
see.
tie him up.
Does Desmond know how to fix armor? Or to make armor into...
Not goo.
Actually,
Not into a pile of molten metal?
I mean,
Oh,
I
that's a good
do,
question.
but I don't really dabble in necromancy.
Is it really necromancy? Because he's a... What is it called again?
I've made life once. Still trying to see how it turns out.
What is it
You,
called?
you have a child?
What is Armor's race called?
Debatably.
Conductors?
Collider.
Colliders.
Yeah, he's technically just space dust that was formed into that, right?
Yeah, they're a creature that combined with the closest natural.
Could I please just know why I would have to be in the armor for that process to work?
No.
Is some sort of sacrifice required?
Listen, all I want is my
Dignity.
armor back, and everyone here seems to want to use his guts for like weaponizing it.
Water gun.
You will be
No.
stripped naked.
She wants to see your bone.
Do you know what ice flax is?
Ice flax?
Yeah, ice flax.
Does a dragon need to drink the weave?
Don't think that's possible.
I have no idea, but I would love to see if that's an outcome.
Okay, that's an obvious no.
either way.
Is there anything else you need?
Well, I guess I got one final question. when we go to face Barley to stop the convergence, would you be able to help us at all?
I mean, if Barley goes over your plan, there'll be no more fun for you.
I actually have another question.
I mean,
Should we wait on that answer? Wait until a later time for an answer?
if she is true anti-magic, then no, I cannot touch her.
But you might be able to help us in other ways.
I can maybe if you come.
Probably when
If
we
you-
figure out more.
If you come with me with a plan, and you
You
pitch
could
it to me
bring-
salesman style, in a pink tutu, and a ball cap.
God damn it.
like a paperboy news reporter, then I'll think
Oh
about
dear.
it.
A newsie.
Well, when we
How
get
about you bring that
once we formed a
Moon
plan,
Elf-
I'll summon you again.
Well,
You better
I
write
got
it down,
kind
because
of a plan.
I'll be remembering.
We could use the help of that moon elf heir to the throne over here.
Amadin?
Yeah. Ahmad, that's part of the plan, going to be part of the potential plan too, but we need to figure out as much as we can and get all of our cards together before we can form a true battle plan for how to do this.
I have a question.
You have a lot of questions.
Of course.
You sure I can't cut you in half?
Well, I'm certain you could, but you should. I'd prefer you not, unless it's that's part of the answers to the next question.
What's the question?
Well, you see, the nature of my being is kind of confusing, because I am not using my original skeletal structure entirely. So is there some way that I can bind my soul and my will to something other than the remains of my previous body? For example, possibly something infused with anti-magic.
No.
Darn, I was hoping I could get stronger.
You don't have a soul.
But then what am I?
Yeah.
A thing.
You don't have a natural soul, I guess. You got a soul, but you don't got a soul.
Well, that's just hurtful to my feelings.
That is just confusing.
I mean, you got
honestly.
soul in ya.
I was told and explained that the only reason I'm able to move and maintain form is the pure willpower of my own soul is moving, and that is why I'm not actually using necromancy.
You're a construct.
Well, constructs have consciousnesses. Can my consciousness be transferred to something else? Something a little less flimsy.
I'm afraid your consciousness is kind of stuck to your bones.
Can my bones be enchanted?
Yeah.
Can my bones be made anti-magic? Or am I a being of magic in the first place, therefore just to cancel us out?
Yeah.
Oh,
You can't be made anti-magic. You can be made anti-magic.
you know what? Could you make me a reading suggestion list on these topics? Giblet is smart. He does like to read.
I'll offer him a copy of Volume 1 of the Lusty
Or a vessel.
Arcadian Maid.
She.
Oh, anything she recommends, I'm gonna be far more interested in.
You have all the knowledge with you already. You just have to properly apply it. Do you just wear that for fashion, or like, do you like it? Would you prefer to wear something else?
I mean, it's comfortable.
Fair enough. Does anyone else have a question?
I think I've asked all I wanted to ask.
Anyone. Doesn't have to be the ones that are already asking, like Bird, Genasi, Rabbit.
Well, I never entered the bag.
Oh, fair enough.
How'd you know they were outside the bag?
She just like turns to the camera and just called them out.
Well, to be honest, Magicite is a lock. And currently, it has one custom fitted key and one replica. You already have the replica you already have your replica, kind of. You have the vessel for your replica.
I'm Vessel.
Yeah, wrong type of vessel though. A vessel, like an active vessel. Your vessel, but I mean an active vessel, not a vessel.
I am
Vessel.
active.
Plus, well, the thing is, you're already a vessel for a vessel's vessel.
But what
Stop.
if I have a vessel for someone else within my vessel, and I am Vessel? So a vessel within a vessel and a vessel vessel.
Well,
I think we need. If we continue this, we're gonna need like a flow chart. Just like that whole wall of it is just gonna get scrawled with
Yes.
the explanation.
With Vessel.
Alright, get your conspiracy board ready.
just out of nowhere, down pulls a thing with like red strings going everywhere.
You see, Vessel is a vessel for the vessel, and the vessel this vessel contains a vessel for the vessel.
Yes.
And his body is the vessel for his consciousness.
Well, bro. But no. You have the vessel in order to make the duplicate key with you already.
Are you talking about this vessel?
No.
Lifts up the chest piece and points
No.
at the stomach. What about the vessel in this vessel?
No.
Okay.
Think about it like
Vessel
this.
understands.
You're going to be enhancing your vessel. But you need the key replica made in a vessel that is not your vessel.
He's the vessel.
She wiggles her eyebrows. Now that's called kinky.
Good grief.
But yeah, sure.
Okay. You've just made me think it has something to do with dragons. He can turn into one.
For like a minute.
Yeah, that means you can be useful for a minute. And not fireballing me.
But then
Well, if you want
again-
fire, I can readily supply.
Sure, you don't know what ice flex is?
Did you say Ice-O-Flex?
No, ICEFLEX.
Ice Flex.
Anywho.
Out of character. I feel like you're parodying something. Am I wrong?
Anywho. Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like it's Isoflex. Isoflux.
Maybe.
Pretty sure that's for indigestion. That's what I think you've been talking about this whole time.
But as Desra disappears and you guys are about halfway through your journey towards the actual center of the game plateau, you guys have no fucking clue what Eldra has been dealing with this whole time. Like, there's been hags, Belzar, she met a mushroom person, she found a sheep again. She's been having a ride. So, that, as always, guys. Good night.